Hello. Oh,
Whoa.
there you are. How'd that happen?
I don't know. It just said join audio, and then the computer started talking to me. I've had
Yeah, that'll
my
do it.
laptop today. How's the sound? Sound all right?
Yeah, sounds fine, mate. Yeah, lovely.
Oh.
All good. All good. Good acoustics there.
I'm using a proper microphone.
Oh, look at you. What's that called again? Thingy blue. What's it called?
Blue Snowball.
Blue Snowball. That's it. I remember. I bought one of them. Remember?
Oh, it's an
Yeah,
old
good,
one.
aren't they?
Old days. It's a hand me up.
Is it?
Yeah. Hand me up.
Mate, are you all right if we just crack straight on?
Go for it, mate. Go for it. I've got
All
my.
right. That was going to be my question. Alcohol free. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like it. Well, I'm not. So massive thanks to Chris in Dubai, one of the clan over on Patreon. Chris, thank you very much. He sent through a big old crate of Birra Moretti. Top man. So let's crack on.
Dubai, did you say?
From Dubai, yes.
Dubai.
I mix in the best circles, me. Slan, cheers to your health.
Cheers. Yeah. No alcohol for me, I'm afraid.
Oh. Well, we'll get into that. Folks, welcome back to Brew Time. We've got Fish, Mr. Fish. How you doing, John?
I'm all good.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on again.
Mate, pleasure. It's always nice to chat to you. So what's going on? What's happening? How come alcohol free? What's occurring?
Oh dear. Yeah. 100-day challenge. No alcohol for 100 days. So yeah, 10th of April is my next drink. Sound like an alcoholic, don't I? I haven't had a drink for 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since the last drink.
How are you finding it?
It's easy, actually. Pretty easy. Once you get through the first couple of weeks, it's okay. You get used to not drinking. And there's plenty of good alcohol-free stuff out there now. So it ain't too bad. I haven't found a good alcohol-free wine, though. So
That's true, that now. The alcohol-free stuff, the beers especially, they're pretty damn good, aren't they? I remember it was alcohol-free Heineken and alcohol-free, was it Peroni?
Peroni's good. Corona's good.
Yeah, that's it.
One as well.
Have they? I've not tried that.
It's just a bit watery compared to the normal Brewdog, but
yeah.
You can have a couple.
So what can I pry then? Why are you going alcohol-free? What's it all about?
Just something we did on New Year's Eve. Said, should we give up for January? We went, yeah, and then went, sod it, let's go 100 days.
Who's we, John? Who's we?
Yeah, it's the small people in Scotland. The wee people.
Fair enough.
Me and somebody else, or myself and somebody else, going alcohol-free for 100 days.
Awesome.
Trying to lose some weight as well. I put on a bit of weight after the wedding last year. Not mine, before anyone else. I didn't get married. It was wedding. I think I put on 2 stone when I weighed myself at Christmas.
Jesus, really?
I know. It's good fun, though. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it.
Mate, life's for living, isn't it? Life is for living.
Yeah, but that's it.
And it's your daughter's wedding. Hopefully she'll only get married once.
Hopefully. I don't know, though. It's good.
It was a good giggle. Yeah, you never know.
It's a real good thing.
Dude, listen, we have a load of questions. There's loads on the clan, but there's also loads over on Instagram and Facebook. Really? Yeah, so shall we just crack on straight with the questions? Because I had a quick look through the Patreon ones, and a lot of them are asking stuff that I would bring up anyway in the conversation.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Is that all right if we crack straight on then?
Yeah. Is there any swearing?
There's bound to be. There always is. We can add some if not.
Good.
Right, so first off, massive thanks to all of you over in the clan on Patreon for supporting not only the channel but the podcast as well. I can always rely on you lot with your questions. So here we go. Charlie Callard. Evening, gents. Hope this finds you fit and well. All good, thank you, Charlie. I've been watching both channels for a long time and always thoroughly enjoy the vids and, of course, the podcast. Thank you. So, questions. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting a channel or at a very early stage?
Interesting.
Yeah. Go on then. What's your pearl of wisdom?
Run away. Just enjoy it. Do what you enjoy. Do it the way you want to do it. And if you, because the problem is, if you stop enjoying it, it becomes a chore, it becomes work. So, and the idea behind these channels, when we all start them, is a bit of fun. Yeah. So if you can keep the fun element and enjoying it, then that's the main thing. Don't go chasing subscribers. Don't go chasing views. If it happens, it happens. But the main thing is, I'd say, enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And you will, Charlie, you will chase subs, you will chase views, but
100%.
but you really do. You've got to remember why you started a channel. Now, if you're starting the channel to get views, and because you want that sort of influencer life, where people invite you to places and send you stuff, and you get free kit to review and stuff. If you want all that, then your hands almost forced. You know what sort of content you need to make, and that's bike reviews. That's pure and simple. What you need to be doing is the bike reviews. That will get you good views. If your vids are any good and your persona is good, then the views will come with stuff like that. But I personally don't enjoy doing them. They're okay, the odd one or two, but I like to make my own style of content. And we've chatted about it loads, haven't we, John? And I've chatted to loads of other people about it, and it very easily can become a job. The exact thing that you've tried to get away from having to go into YouTube, it can become that. So, just have fun. Whatever it is that you're doing, have fun. How long have you been doing it, John?
Well, it came up to, I think, 8 years.
8 years?
8 years. 8 years of tears.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. You do go through stages. You start chasing. But you've got to remind yourself to stop chasing and go with a percentage. And if it's bike stuff, you've got to remember it's a very niche market.
Yeah,
so don't be going looking at people like Mr. Beast thinking you're going to get up there with 100 million subscribers by riding bikes. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, you've got to know your market if you're going in for it. If you're going in for it for a job, so to speak, if you're going in to sort of like to get the views, as you said, to be an influencer, that sort of thing, then know the market, do your research. And then, it tends to be reviews on this kind of genre, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we all do. But
how are you finding? Are you finding YouTube's changing at all? I mean, it's constantly changing anyway, isn't it? But are you finding the style of content that is in vogue is changing?
Yeah, it's gone back to short form, I find.
Yeah.
It went long for a bit. Now it's short. I did read somewhere the other day that the attention span now, thanks to TikTok, is 7 seconds. So what I've been doing was, this is my excuse for watching reality TV, because if you watch reality TV, they tend to go with the editing trends. And every 7 seconds, they seem to chop a scene. Even if it's the same scene, it's slightly chopped every 7 seconds. And that seems to be because of TikTok, every 7 seconds. So the key is to try and keep attention span. I don't manage it, but to try and keep the attention span is to chop it up a little bit more. Don't have long of the same thing all the time.
Yeah, I'd heard it was actually 3 to 5 seconds now. But absolutely. You've got to keep that screen changing, even if it's just cropping in. You just crop in by like to 110%, 115, 125%, whatever. It's just crop in a little bit. You'll see in both our vids, my screen's constantly changing. I try to not have it stuck on any one shot for any particular length of time. Some people like it, some people don't. But But I've also heard, John, that like the old style YouTube editing style is coming back. Slightly slower paced. The vlog style, that's starting to come back because I think YouTube vids have got so highly polished and so highly edited that they're basically, they're broadcast quality now in terms of resolution and in terms of the editing that's going on. It's real high skill level of editing that some channels have, but it almost loses that authenticity. And like if you have a look at some of the big names, they're just starting to stop and just slow things down a little bit and almost go back to holding the camera and chatting, like the vlog style.
Yeah, I wanted to get back into vlogging, actually. I hardly ever show my face on camera.
No, you don't, do you?
What I've noticed or been not speaking to, but people in the, I'm going to put me quotes up, air quotes, people in the industry, that, if you don't show your face as much, you're not personable to the audience. So I'm going to try, although I'm so bad at it, I'm going to try and put me a bit more. I just feel so, I don't know how people do it, walk down the street just with the camera up, talking to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Casey Neistat, he was the king of it, wasn't he? But you know, he
Yeah.
had the shades on, and just imagine, you know, like that's almost like a little barrier that's put up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like between you doing your vlogging and everybody round about you, because everyone, to begin with, people do look for sure.
Yeah,
Although
but
it's not as unusual these days, is it, than what it was 8
the
years
eyes
ago?
goes to the soul, they say. I mean, I did do a vlog with sunglasses on a while back because I had something wrong with my eye. I'm absolutely slated for it.
Did you?
Yeah. Why are you wearing sunglasses indoors? It's like, because my eye was absolutely bothered. So yeah, I got hammered. Who do you think you are, Casey Neistat?
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, I'd say, Charlie, I'd say in this day and age, mate, cool. Start off just making vids for you. Start off making the vids that you want to make, however, whatever form they take, and just accept the fact you probably won't get many views just to begin with. You know, like just set aside your first 10, 20 vids just to bed yourself in. You know what I mean? Like figure out the persona and the character, who you are on camera, because I don't know about you, John, but like I can be feeling pretty meh and not really up for it. But when the camera comes on, you just switch on, don't you? And it's just like bang, okay, poof. It's almost like you get another kick up the arse, you know, another drive of adrenaline or something. So you have a more animated character on camera, I think. Well, I do for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, just do some vids yourself and, you know, publish them. Don't not publish them. Publish them, put them up there. And I would say don't delete them. Just get them up there and watch them. Watch them yourself. Get your mates to watch them, your friends to watch them, your family, and listen to what they say. You know what I mean? Like,
I went on to one of these YouTube channels to find that, you know, you get the tips and tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I was bored, so I was searching for YouTube, and it's tips and tricks for small channels. Yeah. So I did exactly what they said for my last video. I did all the settings they said and everything, and it absolutely bombed. It's the worst viewed video I've had in probably 3 years.
But then, you know, like you hit the nail on the head earlier, John. You said, you know, it's a very niche market, the bike market, the motorcycle market, and the UK market is an even smaller niche within that market. And it's older, you know, it is an older sort of crowd, really. It's changing. I think it's getting younger.
Are we, really?
Yeah. We're like your Gen. What are we called? Gen Z? Is that what we're called? Are we Gen Z or Gen X? Which one are we?
We called a few things. It wasn't that.
I think it began with a C. What I was called. Yeah, I would just say, just get out there, Charlie. Just make stuff, and you know, just watch channels that you like, and try and dissect their content and see why you like it. You know, what is it that appeals to you? What's holding your attention? And you know, whether that's in the bike market or not in the bike market, just copy them if you can. Like copy them almost word for word to begin with, and just see how it works. You know, like, are you happy doing that sort of content? Does it feel natural to you? How's your editing doing? And, you know, just use the first sort of 20, 30, 40 videos just to figure you out and go from there.
It's experimental, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't expect to be Mr. Beast.
Bullshit either.
No. Yeah.
Don't make stuff up. You make stuff up, you'll be exposed quicker than you'll think.
Yeah. I would definitely say in the bike world for sure, 100%. If you think something's good, whether that's a bike or a bit of kit, tell people why you think it's good. And if you think it's bad, tell them why you think it's bad. Because I think the second someone thinks you're bought and paid for, which will happen, you'll get that. Then in their eyes, your integrity's gone. So you've lost them then. And certainly for me, the integrity is the only thing you've got at the end of the day, isn't it? So like protect that, guard that, and just be you, be honest, and you'll attract your tribe, your clan.
100%.
Yeah. Second question.
We're agreeing with each other. What's going on?
I think we agree quite a bit, actually, John. Second question: what cake goes best with a coffee stop, and why?
What cake? With a coffee? Well, first of all, it's got to be a proper coffee.
Yeah, nice coffee.
Yeah, nice beans to cup. Proper coffee. None of this Nescafe shite.
Are you milk and sugar?
No, black.
Good man.
Black.
Italian, innit? It's Italian blood there. That's what that is.
It's not my Italian blood, though, was it?
Good point. Good point.
I got used to it. Yeah, I got educated on coffee in Italy.
Yeah, it's got to be black, innit?
Definitely got to be a black, strong beans to cup coffee. That's number one. And the cake. Do you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to a cafe.
Go on.
There's a place called Fuel Coffee House I don't know where it is. I'll have to Google it. It's not too far from me. It's a little warehouse coffee shop. They've just had a premises turned down round here because it's called Fuel Coffee Shop. That's my guess, rather than Push Bike Coffee Shop.
All right.
The local council doesn't want anything to do with motorised vehicles on their patch because it's not trendy. But this little place, I'll let you know after you drop it in the show notes or something. But cool. They do. Oh, look at me! I know what I'm doing with podcasts. But they do something called, I don't know if they still do it. You know the Millionaire Shortbread?
I am aware of said cake biscuit.
Caramel biscuit. They do a slab version, which is about that thick.
Sold.
Yeah, I literally came out of that coffee shop with diabetes. I was rushing all over the place. I had so much sugar. And they do a Malteser one as well.
Oh.
Caramel Maltesers, chocolate. But again, it's a slab like that with your coffee. It's fantastic. So that's Fuel Coffee House. So a big shout out to them.
Well, we'll do a run there. We do, me, you and the pirate, we do half man, half pirate, Martin. We do cake runs every now and then. So that's one to add to the list, isn't it? Yeah. Speaking of which, we did a cake run recently, didn't we? To Penzance.
It wasn't really a cake run, was it?
we did a ride. Myself, John, half man, half pirate, and Captain Pugwash. The four of us did a run down to Penzance to Loaf's bakery down there, and it was mint, wasn't it? We sampled the pasties, which were amazing, and then also some cakes. Well worth. You didn't have a cake?
No, I just had the pasty.
Freak. The cakes were amazing, folks. And the coffee's good as well. 600 odd mile round trip. Well worth it.
How many miles did you do that day?
Not as many as you, I don't think, for some weird reason.
Oh, it must be more. You're further away.
620 or 30 odd, I think it was.
650.
I can't remember.
You must have done
I don't know. I must have done more. I don't know.
You're like 30 miles further east than me.
Yeah, but I don't think I started Macali until I met you down in Brighton.
So if you don't, that doesn't count.
Yeah, that would do it. Yeah.
Steps.
Tragedy. Oh no, the other one, right?
Not that steps.
But I tell you what, fair play to Captain Pugwash. He came all the way down from up north. Didn't he? He stayed over the night before, I think. But on the Friday when we did the run down to the bakery, he rode all the way back home as well. So fair play to Andy.
1,000 miles that day, didn't he?
Yeah, good effort.
It was about 80 short of an iron butt.
Yeah.
He was going to ride around the clock when he got home a few times just to do an iron butt. See what happened to me on the way home? My visor fell off. The screw on my crash helmet came loose, so the peak came up and the visor flew off, so it was held on with one side. Luckily, I had some gaffer tape. I had to gaffer tape it open for the last 150 miles in drizzle.
And what helmet was this, John?
The Nex WEC. It's a couple of years old, but
yeah,
definitely getting a new crash helmet this year. Yeah,
my mate bought a Nex one about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and exactly the same thing happened. The visor came off. He was at a fair rate of knots, but the peak came off.
Yeah, I think mine did. All one side came over, like a Tory comb over. It went. Yeah, so I had to gaffer tape it up, unfortunately. So it was 60 miles an hour tops the whole way back. Luckily, I was on the big twin with a screen, so it kept
surely if you're on normal A roads, then it's 60 miles an hour anyway, John, isn't it?
Yeah, I was on the motorway.
Got you.
Yeah, so I wasn't.
Charlie, I think for me, you can't beat a bit of tiffin. You can't beat a bit of tiffin cake.
What's that? Oh, I think we're alone now. That's what I was thinking.
Tiffany.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did some beating. I did some beating to Tiffany as well in her younger days. Anyway, so cheers for that, Charlie. Next question. Chris Murphy, evening both. How are you, Chris? Bruce, I've been watching your Flying Scotsman vids. What gloves are you using? They are the Spidey, is it X-Force? Something like that. I think they're Spidey X-Force, those gloves, I think. Yeah, great ones. I've just bought a new pair. First pair lasted me 3 and a bit years. I got the first pair with the TV show I did back in 2020, and I've worn them pretty much every single ride ever since. Great. Loads of feel through them, really nice and thin. So, I can feel, look at the buttons on the cameras when I'm riding. They're nice and thin, so the heated grips on the tractor pipe through so I can wear them all year round. Keeps my hands nice and warm off the heated grips. They're not waterproof, and you can't wear them on a track, so you'll need other gloves for the track. But I've got my Nox Androids. I'll wear them on the track. So yeah, good. Nice gloves. Mr. Fish, hope all is well. I've got some catching up to do on your channel. I do apologise. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. Oh, that was Chris's question. All right, about gloves. No worries, Chris.
Don't have to apologise. There's a lot of people with a lot of catching up or ignoring to do.
How do you get time to watch YouTube?
A little bit every now and again. I try to watch a little bit in the morning before work. Put a couple of videos on.
Because you've got a proper job as well, obviously.
Yeah.
You're not like me, like lounging about all the time. You actually work for a living.
Well, loosely speaking, yeah.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I watch a bit. I go through fits and starts. Sometimes I won't watch any YouTube for ages, and then I watch it day after day for probably 3 or 4 days. When I give up is when a bike comes out as a bike review, and everyone's doing the same review. That's what, because your algorithms always suggest bikes.
Yeah,
the stuff you watch. So when a new bike comes out, bike review, I'll put it on. There'll be like 7 different people doing exactly the same bike shot, same footage, same spiel. So it's just off.
It's why I don't do the launches, because everyone goes on the launches and they all get the same content. They're all riding the same roads. And they've all had the same pitch from the PR team. They all get the same B-roll footage off of the videographers and the drone pilots that are there. It's just all the same stuff, and everyone punts it out at exactly the same time. So it just doesn't interest me.
Reviews where they do it quite a lot in America, the reviews where they go on the test days and everyone's just riding a line on the set route. I mean, obviously the press ones, they let you take a few more liberties.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've never been invited to one, probably never will be. But I'd enjoy the sunshine and the food, I'm sure. But
yeah. Don't get me wrong. You know,
toe the line.
the trip itself would be great fun, but
I'd like to go for the banter, because everyone goes they're all really good people. They're all good fun. Yeah, there's a lot of banter, so it's just the bike review I'm not that interested in, but it's the bit. Yeah,
it's weird. It almost turns me off the second I hear, oh yeah, we've got such and such coming, or such and such is we've given like this camera to this person, or these boots to the, like a company approaches you and says, would you like to test this? And you'd be like, yeah, but that'd be awesome. Thanks very much. Cheers. And then they go to tell you, oh yeah, we've given it to such and such and such and such, such and such. Yeah. I just almost kind of go, do you know what? I'm not really that fussed. And that's a real prima donna attitude. I know, but I'm just like,
because you're thinking of your channel as your channel. It's not just something for someone else to promote on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When everyone's got the same thing, it's just like, it's not personal to you. It's just like, oh, we'll give all this to everyone and we'll see what happens. So there's no connection towards your channel. It's almost like they don't really care. They're just trying to get it out there, which is fair enough. That's their job.
That is their job, yeah, absolutely. Eyeballs are their industry for sure. Same as ours, to be perfectly honest. But and I suppose it's down to us. It's down to us as creators to make our content stand out, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's that. I suppose. Yeah. So
I mean,
it's nobody else's fault other than my own, really.
I tend to only get what I was going to get anyway.
What's that?
I only tend to get what I was going to get anyway. It's so buying it.
I love doing this podcast. This podcast is like my therapy, because I have hang-ups about things, press launches and other people doing reviews on the same stuff that I've got, being one of them. And I don't know why I've got a hang up about it. And then I chat about it on this, and then it all just sort of figures out. And I go, oh yeah, because you're being a dick. That's right. Yeah, it's no one else's fault. It's yours. Figure it out and make it your own.
Saying, don't you?
What's that?
You know the saying, it's on my Instagram every morning.
Your mind, your rules.
Yeah.
Yes, brother. Very true.
Don't let the shit get in your head. Because it's my youngest daughter that said to me, she turned around to me one day and said, Dad, when I was going on about similar thing to this, sort of like a rant for no reason. She went, Dad, not that deep, is it? And I went, no, not really.
Yeah.
99% of the time, it's not that deep.
Yeah, that's true.
No one else thinks like that. They're just going, oh, they watch a review and then they watch another review, then they watch another review. They won't go, I'm not watching it because everyone's got the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you say, it's up to you to put it across to your clan, your viewers, because everyone's got different viewers. And as I said before, who was the guy asking about YouTube in the beginning? Was it Charlie?
Charlie Carlin.
Yeah. Be honest. I won't ever really slag something off if it's that bad, because you probably get the same where you get prototypes, pre-production. So I'll never slag a prototype off. I'll just go back to them and say, look, this is what's wrong. If they don't fix it, that's up to them, but it just won't get on the channel. But I like to, I can't even speak now. I like to promote better stuff. If I like it, I like to promote it.
Yeah.
Because the negative, there's so much negativity out there. If you don't see it on my channel, if I've got one, I don't like it. You won't see it though. If
but then
really
it's also
dangerous, then I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I'm also conscious of the damage we can potentially do a brand. You know, in that if you
startup.
Pardon?
Especially if it's a startup or a young company.
Yeah, absolutely.
No just hammering someone for the sake of a mistake.
And I think also it might not be doing. I think you need to make sure that you have the right assumptions about a certain thing. You know, a bit of kit. Make sure you know what it's actually supposed to do. Make sure you know what its capabilities are. Maybe not how it actually works, because I don't think something should be so complicated that you can't figure it out. You know, give yourself a couple of minutes. But if after 5-10 minutes, if you still can't figure out how to change a mode or change a setting, I would suggest maybe the user interface of whatever that is needs tweaking. Do you know what I mean?
Or you're just old.
Or you're just, but then our demographic tends to be. You're older than me, boy.
Oh yeah.
Don't let the beard fool you. Don't let the beard fool you. Aye, but
I mean, you're like in Scotland, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah,
oh God, yeah.
You're one of the elders now.
Yeah. 47. People don't get to 47 in Scotland. We've had a heart attack by the time we hit 15. all those deep fried pizzas and Mars bars and everything that we live on. Racists. Yeah. Well, I was having a moan, wasn't I?
That was about review stuff like that.
I think we moved on. I can't remember. I think I was having a moan about.
I turned into Mossy. I've answered a totally different question to the one asked.
I was having a moan about like doing the same content as everybody else, and then realised that that's no one else's problem other than mine. I need to make my own content around something.
It was.
Go on.
You just asked me if I watched any other YouTube. That was it. That's how we started on this.
There we go.
Yeah. So off on a tangent. It's not like us.
No, never. Right, next one. Brett Cunningham. How you doing, Brett? Hi, guys. Hope you're both well. I've just passed my DAS and at the moment have been on a Sinus Terrain 125. The insurance is mental. I can insure a CB 1100 RS on a 70 plate and a Z900 RS for less than an XL 750 Transalp. I live in the Caterham, Surrey area, but I'm a bloody Croydon postcode. Could the CB 1100 be a nice retro bike to start on, as Dobles and Coulsdon have one? Any others, can you advise me on, please? Well, firstly, Brett, congratulations on passing your DAS and welcome to the family. You've been on a Sinus Terrain. Wow. Yeah, how are you finding it? Tell me how you find it. You've ridden the Sinus as well, John, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had the Sinus for a few weeks from obviously Sinus. I really liked it.
I love the bike. It takes so much abuse.
Yeah.
But it's only when you ride other 125s you realise...
Yeah, it's a bit slow.
It's quite underpowered, you know, even by 125 standards. You know, a lot of the other 125s have a considerable more oomph to them.
Yeah, so it's a lot lower in the capacity. It's pretty similar to my CB125F. I think it's down to 8 brake horsepower rather than
Yeah. That's right.
the 12s and stuff like that. And it does make a difference. But it's a good capable bike. Does everything.
And what was it? It's like $2,500 or something daft, wasn't it?
And they took a lot of abuse last year at the ABR, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, who snapped the chain? Was that Rich or was that you?
Richie.
Richie.
No,
we'll blame Richie for that. He was jumping it. He was jumping it out the bomb crater.
We found the bomb hole, and we was trying to how far we could get the bikes. Kind of, dismantle slightly.
That was a great giggle. That. Right. Okay. So CB 1100 or Z900. Okay. So the Transalp's out then, is it, Brett? So you're not doing the Transalp. So CB 1100 or the Z900.
I've ridden the CB, but not the Z.
What's the CB like? I've never ridden it.
CB is a big inline 4. It's a retro. They did a CB 1100 RS with cast wheels, upside down forks. But I think the one he's talking about is the more classic with the spoke wheels. I think they've got 18-inch wheels on. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Good engine, super smooth.
Is it?
But if you're into classic looking bikes, I can't fault it. But if you're going to get bored of that classic look, if you want something fast and muck around and that sort of thing, it's not that sort of. It's a Sunday afternoon polisher, as I call it. It's one of the old big Honda engines, so it's going to go on forever.
But then, if this is your first big bike, Brett, you're not going to have the comfort issues, because I'd suggest any bike that you sit on for 8 hours, it's going to be uncomfortable to begin with. That's sort of where I was with the Gixxers, because Gixxers were my first ever bike, so it's all I ever knew. So I just got used to riding them. So I think whatever bike you buy now, if you keep it for a while and do some decent mileage on it and tour on it, your body just gets used to that bike, doesn't it? And if it doesn't, time to move on to another one.
Yeah, I'd say the 1000 will be slightly more uncomfortable. I think it's a bit more sporty. If you want comfort, it's got a big bench seat on the CB.
Right.
But yeah, if you want fun, I'd say Z900.
I've never ridden one.
Well, it just looks a bit more sporty. I've never ridden one, but it's a bit more sort of like naked, whereas the other one's a bit more of a classic looking one.
I like that Transalp. I really like the 750 Transalp. I can see why it's probably more to insure, because it's going to be a slightly more popular bike, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Adventure bikes are now the number one. For the nickels. Yeah, they like, especially as I used to live in the Croydon postcode. It's a very high postcode to insure a bike in.
Absolutely.
My insurance halved when I moved here overnight. Really? Half, literally straight down the middle, half for the car and the bikes when I moved down here.
Blimey. I was Bromley before, and then Watford. So yeah, they were both fairly high. But where I am now is not bad. Yeah. Brett, first and foremost, mate, I would say get your arse along to Doble's and just be upfront with them. Tell them it's your first bike, you need some advice, and take that CB 1100 out. See if they'll give it to you for a couple of hours or even the day. You never know. They might give it to you for like the afternoon or the morning. Just take one out and spend a bit of time on it. See what you think.
Yeah, go from there. You'll soon get the bike you like as well. Yeah.
What I'd say, anywhere that says to you, you can have the bike for 15 minutes or half hour for a test ride, I'll just go thanks, but no thanks, and I'll go elsewhere. I'm not gonna give my money to a dealership that won't let me have like at least an hour on a bike. That's just how dealerships expect you to spend 10, 15, 20 or more £1,000 based on bloody 15 minutes or 30-minute test ride.
Imagine just ordering your bike online before it even comes out.
yeah. I've done that twice. My first ever GS, never rode one before, and that new 1300, never ridden it before. Just
the thing is with the GS,
ordered it at the launch.
Oh, we got it in. Gosh, a long time before I mentioned the GS.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I did actually. But the thing with the GS is it's so tried and tested. You can pretty much sit on those sort of bikes, get the ergonomics right, because you're not going to be disappointed by the handling or the engines.
It's not going to be keek, is it? It's just not. So
it's just a question of whether it feels right half the time on those sort of like main where everyone's buying the bikes and the reviews are all pretty good and they're all saying the same things. I mean, that's the one thing about the GS. It's pretty solid for what it is.
Yeah. For everyone asking, there's loads of people asking, where's the 1300? Where's the 1300? Because all the videos, most of the videos that are being published at the moment on the channel are all on my old 1250. Well, it does say at the start of each of the sort of tour series when it was. So like the Scotland one was, I think, May last year. So all these vids are from last year. They're all from 2023. There'll be a couple of more modern ones interspersed in it, but you're basically going to be getting last year's tours as content, certainly through the first half of this year. So I've still got the 1300. It's in the dealership today. I dropped it off because it needs some recall work done on it. It needs there's an issue with the foot pegs apparently. There's an issue with the starter relay because a couple of them set themselves on fire. So that's being done. What else has been done? Can't remember. There were a couple of other little recalls that need to be done. So that's all been done. Yeah. But it's there and I absolutely love it. There'll be a 1300 versus 1250 comparison vid coming out in the next, probably be 2 weeks' time, I think. Be about 2 weeks' time. But anyway, right. Cheers for that, Brett. Next one, Biker España. Chris, evening to you both. Hope all is well. Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Question 1. This may have already been answered in a video, but is there a replacement coming for Bambi?
Yep. There you go.
Not telling anymore?
No, that's it.
Go on, what's happened? For those that don't know, what's happened with her? That's your 125, isn't it?
Yeah, sold it. It's gone. Well, 1st of March, I'll be swapping over to something else. Just fancy commuting on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Video out saying basically little things like jumping on the motorway, doing other little things. It is a one-trick pony for me. It went to work and back. Did it really well. Slow on the hills. Can't take it on the motorway. So frugal, it was unreal. But I just wanted a bike I'm thinking, it's going to get warmer now. So sometimes when I finish work, I just want to go down the coast or do a little bit more. So I just wanted something with a little bit more zap to it. That's all.
Goldwing.
Well, I went for the 1390 Super Duke R.
I wish you did. There's a chance you'll...
If I had the money, I'd have something stupid, ridiculous. I'd give it on a blade or something.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right, question 2 to you both. You both recently did a 600-mile trip for a pasty. What other things would you travel 600 miles for? Shits and giggles, Chris.
Just for the sake of it.
Yeah, just...
I mean,
it wouldn't bother me.
To do it for a pasty, that's pretty much anything, isn't it, really?
Yeah, if I've got the time, I'll just ride. If I can spare the time, I'll just get on the bike and I'll go and ride. And
yeah, definitely cake.
Cake, coffee. I went to Belgium. I went to Bruges for a coffee. That was a pretty peak ride, to be honest. Just motorway all the way. But yeah, I mate bet me £100. I wouldn't do it. So I turned up for work one morning to be thinking it was one of these training day type things. And I turned up for the training day to be told by the instructor, "You did this 2 weeks ago. You don't need to do this." I was like, "See ya."
For a coffee.
Yeah, straight on the bike, Eurotunnel, Bruges, coffee. Took a picture, £100 from my mate. I think it cost me like £90 or something, £95. But oh well.
Yeah. I mean, we rode the 125s to Ponderosa Calf that was closed.
Absolutely. That's right.
It was shut.
Yeah, I was going to say mileage doesn't bother me, but I think sometimes it does. It becomes a bit of a target for me. Like the more outrageous, the more I think, yeah, I fancy this. Let's do it. So I think that
on the opposite.
Yeah.
More you think let's do this, the more I think I'm saying.
You take a bit of persuading.
Yeah, I like a hotel bed.
Yeah,
I like my comforts.
I like doing what most people wouldn't do, because there's not many things that I find I can actually do and excel at, and riding miles, like prolonged endurance type stuff, just seems to be something that.
When you say riding miles, you mean mileage, not a friend of yours.
Well, it depends. If he's done his teeth, why not? No, like I don't know what, for whatever reason, I seem to be able to do like endurance miles. I don't know why, but and I don't even think it's particularly hard. You just sat on a bike and you're riding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy that. I think it's a sort of perverse part of me just enjoys that. Sleeping on the floor next to your bike and just keep
I
going.
now know two of you watching Richie's video this morning.
Oh yeah, his trip down to Morocco.
36 hours non-stop.
Yeah.
1,500 miles. So you can have a mile off.
No worries. I'll beat you, Rich. Let's do it.
There you go. That's the challenge.
That's it.
And can you just write me both into your wheels, please?
You're coming. You're filming.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
What would you travel 600 miles for?
Cake.
Any cake?
I don't know. Family.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Sensible answer.
100%. Oh, you made me seem so fucking shallow.
You are so shallow. You're busy riding miles, and I'm.
You're looking after my family. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Chris says, question 3, will we see any more collaborations this year? Thanks for the great content. Oh, yes. We've got to do another Big Little.
Well, we tried. But Prima Donna went off on holiday.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, never mind. Well, as it turns out, was it you that found out you can't actually take 125s on the ring?
Yeah.
I couldn't find that anywhere. I Googled it and everything and couldn't.
Well, I went on their German internal kind of website thing, and it wasn't a 125. I think it was a brake horsepower thing. Right. Like around the 40 brake horsepower or something like that.
Gotcha.
So I think that was a problem. Plus,
well, that would have worked even better because we would have got to the ring and then we were all shitting it about doing a lap. Oh, we can't do one. Never mind. Have a beer. Go home. Yeah.
We would have just got drunk. That's what would have
exactly.
It'd be all that riding. Here's a picture of the Nürburgring, and then we're drunk. That's what happens.
We've got to think of something for the Big Little. It's got to be something special.
Yeah.
It's been years since we did it.
I've got an idea, and it's one that you said a while back.
Is this for private viewing?
Well,
like off air discussion.
I don't want anyone else to do it, or it might have been done. Or it might have been done. I don't know, but I've got an idea.
Right, we'll have a chat, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if we can do it this year.
Yeah.
My problem is just time. Genuinely, it's just time now because the tours, I'm sort of committed to at least one tour a month now until October's the last one. And then it just has to be, so out of that 1 week, obviously that leaves us for 3 weeks a month. Well, out of that, obviously we've each got our own lives. We've each got, you and Rich have got full-time jobs. We all need to be editing content to fill that time when you're not there. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, and then obviously, I've spoke about this before. My missus, I've got to spend some time with my missus, but also she has a job that she needs to do, and obviously she can't go into London that week when I'm away on tour, so she has to work around when I'm away. So yeah, we'll figure it out. It's just
we'll get something done.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Cheers for those questions, then, Chris. Next one, Dave McCracken. I love Mr. Fish's positivity. How do you stay so positive? Does it take work, or are you naturally a happy person?
Naturally a happy person? No.
It makes me laugh when you start doing all this positive mindset stuff. And I was just like, Fish is doing this.
Yeah, I am. Well, it's sorting myself out as much as...
No, I get that.
It's for my own head as much as it is for anyone else.
Yeah.
So generally, not positive. I'm a lot more positive now than I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be Mr. Doom and Gloom.
Yeah. You're a different person, mate. You're a different person.
Well, yeah, you knew me before, like years back. So I was probably a bit more on a negative tip back then. A bit more road ragey, I'd say, probably.
Yeah. You're a bit more glass half empty, and now you're 100% glass half full.
Yeah.
Let's go fill it up.
It took me to get rock bottom. Bottom near rock bottom to figure that out. But it was literally just sitting there. I think I told you, and I was just sitting in a chair one day, and I just said to myself, John, You got to sort this shit out. It's a simple line in my own head. It was that it's your mind, it's your rules. You can't change what's happening around you. If you can change it, change it. If you can't, fuck it. That was the opinion. And it's like, you need to sort this shit out. And it's like, so if you can't change it, why are you worried about it? Why are you moaning about things you can't change? Get on with it. Get out the chair. Bit like you, live your life. Get out, enjoy yourself. And as my daughter said, 99% of the time, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's positivity. It's just getting rid of the negativity. So I wouldn't say I'm a really positive person. I'm just less of a negative person, if that makes sense.
But it takes work as well, though, doesn't it? You know, like, obviously my sayings, live your life. And 100% I try to live my life like that. And I totally agree with it. But it's not some, you know, I haven't got this live your life attitude all the time. You do, you know, I think I'm assuming everyone has down times. Like, I have down times where just, you know, if I wasn't sat, if I didn't have the ability to just sit here in the office and lock myself away from everything and just sit and edit, I don't know how I would get through like the down. I have down periods in life, probably every couple of months. So you're just like, I just can't be fucked. I can't be bothered.
It's finding that thing to distract you from it. So it's the saying, don't wallow in it. Because your mind will play the tricks on you. You might have a problem. Say you break your leg, for an example. You've broken your leg. And then you start going, well, I can't go biking this year. I can't go biking for the next week. So now you've got two problems. You've got the broken leg anyway. And now your mind's telling you all the things you can't do. But you can still enjoy yourself. You can do other stuff. There's plenty of stuff you can do. But your mind's now giving you two problems. But what we forget is the mind's part of us. It's almost like the mind rules us rather than we rule the mind. It also getting down it. It's like, so tell your mind, it's not that deep. Tell yourself it's not that deep. We've got into the habit, I think, because of media and everything being so negative, that your mind tricks you into thinking, oh, it is bad. Everything's bad. The world's bad. Everything in the world's bad. But when you get rid of all that shit out of your mind and think of it clearly, it's not that bad. Nothing is really that bad. It's just a thought process. So
and I the way I kind of look at it is if something happens that stops me from doing something. So, for example, you get smashed off your bike and your bike's now foobarred and you had that trip planned, right? You're going to be going away on a trip, but you can't do it anymore because your bike's foobarred. It's like, oh, okay then. Right, okay. Well, that now means I'm not going away for that time. So that's done, right? So for me, I draw a line over it. I'm not away now. Okay, well, that week that I was going to be away, I'm now here. What do I do with that week? Rather than spending, you know, the next couple of months and that week thinking, oh, this is what I'm missing out on. Plan something else that you can do. You know, can you finally tidy your garage? Can you tidy your office? Can you do something in the garden you wanted to do? Can you go somewhere in the car? Can you phone up that mate that you've not spoken to in so long and tell you what, come round, let's have a barbie, let's do something. Just figure something else out that you can do. You know, now that thing's not happening, what's the alternative? Let's suss that out.
That's it. 100%. That's that thing. Can you change it? No. Fuck it off. Excuse language, but fuck it off. Doesn't exist anymore. That's done. It's out the window. Replace it with something else. Yeah.
It's like the Lion King. Remember, you know, in the Lion King, where there's the baboon and he's got the staff and is he talking to Pumbaa or something? And he's talking about something, and then he smacks him over the head with the staff. And if it's whoever it is that he's just hit, he's like, "What are you doing? Why have you done that?" He's like, "It's in the past. Why worry? It's happened. It's done. You know, don't worry about it. It's in the past."
I like that.
Sorry to make your deep and meaningful all nice and trivial. Sorry about that, John.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm sure Lion King's better written than anything I could say.
Dave says, if you were actually a fish, what type of fish would you be?
Well, I am actually a fish, and I'm fish. I am. Those that know. Those that don't may know one day. He's not to the gills.
I can't say any more, David. Sorry, pal. Adam Shand. Hey, gents. Hope you're both well. Fish. No idea who mixed with such Fish. I'd no idea you mixed with such famous people. Have you been mistaken for any more famous people recently? Is this one of your...
Oh, that'd be from the Fish Lounge. Mistaken identity.
Yes.
No, I haven't been out lately. Haven't been to any gigs lately, so or anything of that caliber.
Do you want? Have we got into that in your podcast, in this podcast before?
What?
Your sort of famous family.
Skated on it, I think.
I think we have. I think we have mentioned it, haven't we?
I think we mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
do you want to? You keep it. You keep it very low key.
I'm advertising the boys today. Look.
Sorry. Anyone below the age of 30, you'll know. Excuse me. You'll know what that is.
Yeah.
But
they're struggling, you see. So I thought I'd give them a little bit of a boost.
Yeah. The sidemen. Oh yeah.
I think they're number one on Netflix at the moment. But
Jesus.
Yeah. So I thought I'd give them a boost because they're struggling.
Right. Anyone below 30, John's son-in-law is one of the sidemen, and his daughter is Talia Ma. So if you're below 30, you've probably just fallen over. And if you're like me, you'd be like,
who?
Oh, what?
Yeah. It's really good. We can walk into the, serviceman's club. No one knows who they are. Walk into a JD Sports, and you need to get the police involved.
Yeah. It's like J-Lo or Madonna or something from our generation. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's quite popular.
It's crazy, yeah. Absolutely crazy. Adam also says, the elephant in the room, when are we getting another Big Little Adventure? Love the channel, Fish. Keep up the good work, both of you.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we've got to sort this out, mate.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. We need to speak with Rich as well.
Yeah.
Rich keeps things close to his chest, doesn't he? Like trying to nail something down with Rich. You can tell he's got his finger in lots of pies. He's got lots of things sort of in the pipeline, and you're like, oh, okay.
What you're saying is he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He definitely does. Yeah.
What was I called the other day? The King of Wing. Just winging.
I'm gobsmacked. It frustrates me. So it must frustrate Rich how his channel hasn't got bigger traction than it does. Because like I love his content. It's all feel good stuff. He does some amazing trips. You know, especially these winter ones that he does. Every year he pushes the boat out and tries to excel it. And you're like, well,
this was a good one as well. We did this
Morocco,
year.
yeah.
Very good.
It's fun. You got to go, mate. Morocco's great. You'd love it as well, being an off-road numpty. You'd love it.
Cheers.
Great fun. Sorry. Great fun. Right, cheers for that, Adam. Ollie Rye, Trigger. Evening both. Trigger. Yeah. How's your Africa Twin doing, Ollie? Evening both. Hope you're both doing well. So now the Africa Twin Adventure Sport has dropped the 21-inch front wheel. What will your plans be when you come to sell yours? Desert X, maybe?
This is
You were disgusted. Disgusted.
I am so... It's not even pissed off. Disappointed.
Yeah.
I've finally found what I think is near enough the perfect bike for me. Near enough. The Africa Twin Adventure Sport. It's got everything I need on it. But obviously you need to replace it every 2-3 years because it's a big bike on PCP.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, right, I'm done now. This is my third Africa Twin. Finally got the right Africa Twin. And then they went and stick a 19-inch front wheel on the front of an Africa Twin. Oh, I don't mind it. Just don't call it an Africa Twin. It's an NX 1100 as far as I'm concerned. That's what it is. It's not a CRF. It's an NX.
What's their reasoning behind it? It's obviously for the mass appeal, isn't it? It's appeal to the people that ride on the road.
They want to put. They say the Adventure Sport's the road going version, and then the normal standard's the one that people use off road more, which is fair enough. They do, but there's nothing wrong with a 21-inch front wheel. I mean, if people are complaining their big adventure bike's not going around corners fast enough, go and get a sports bike. Go and get a GS.
But with the greatest of respect, you know, the Africa Twins, like the least powerful, it's the slowest out the big adventure bikes anyway. So it's not like you're in peak performance mode here. It's not like it's a KTM or a Ducati going a million miles, you know, an hour around the bends. So why does having a 21-inch front wheel have any sort of impact on it?
I just wonder if they're chasing the GS market again, like they did with the Cross Tourer.
I'm going to lose.
They are. It's not going to work. But I don't know. It's obviously it will handle better on the road. There's no doubt about that. Plus, it's now, I think, 20 mils lower.
There you go.
Lower again. So So I think since the original Adventure Sport, I think it's now dropped nearly 50 mil in the seat.
Wow. Wow.
And obviously, if you're smaller, brilliant. But now in the Honda range, you've got the CRF standard 1100 and the CRF Rally. They're the only two bikes that have got my leg length in mind now. All on the range. I don't even fit properly on a Goldwing.
Really?
So, yeah, I find it too cramped.
Do you go?
Long legs, wide in the shoulder.
I like the Goldwing. I really like the Goldwing.
I
had £32,000. I would have one.
Big enough in my legs for me.
Right.
I'd still have one. If they gave me one, I'd have one. But,
doubles, are you listening?
That's why I like adventure bikes. They're just a bit more comfortable. So
let's not go on about adventure bikes. People will turn off. Joe.
I don't know. Huh?
I said, let's not go on about adventure bikes. People will turn off. I tell you what, I had the brand new. Was it the M1000RR or S1000RR? Might be in the S1000. No, it was the M. It was the M1000RR I had today. That's what I've got as a
nice
courtesy bike. Man, just insane power. I basically rode the whole way back from Brighton via every type of road I could find. In second and third gear. It's just awesome. Just with the revs right up in line 4. Just beautiful. It's slow off the mark compared, and people are going to give pelters here, but off the mark, it's slower than a big adventure bike. But once you're up to like 30, 40 mile an hour, this thing just takes off. It just, like the acceleration at 30 mile an hour plus is phenomenal. I was just beaming the whole way home. It's just beautiful.
Coming up to 200 brake horsepower, that bike, isn't it?
Yeah, 210, I think it is, 2.9, something like that.
I looked at the show, I looked at the XR1000M, the carbon fiber. That looks absolutely stunning. If I can afford one of those, then that might be replacement and never go off-road again on a big adventure bike, just 250 off-road. But that was the only bike that appealed to me that was non-adventure-y. It's the XR.
I had the first meeting in a bit of a project that will hopefully be happening this year, and I can't say any more about it, and I won't even tell you about it off camera. I can't, but I am so excited. I'm like a little kid that just wants to tell somebody, and I can't do it yet.
So you're the guy that's coming around to fit me underwear.
What?
I just wonder what you're getting excited over.
I get to measure Fish up for his new thong. Lovely. Right, and on that note, to Bruce, any update on a Jekyll and Hyde exhaust for the 1300? I think I was chatting to them about a month ago. I basically just said, look, I'm not saying please give me one, but can you give me some idea if I'm in the pipeline to get one, because I want to get a new can for the 1300 anyway. So, if I wasn't going to be getting one, no problems. I would go and sort myself out for another can. But apparently I am getting the new one. It's still under development. So it was a chap called Trophy Pete on Instagram. He's a fantastic sort of competition style rider. He's just got one on his new 1300 Trophy. So I'm assuming he's doing sort of last minute R&D type, just sorting out any niggles and things with it. And then once it's ready, I'll do a little jaunt over there to go and see them at Jekyll and Hyde HQ and get one fitted. Can't wait.
The last one sounded good.
Yeah, it did. I really miss it. I'm sat here editing all the content from last year, and every time you get on the throttle, especially the lower revs, all you hear is the Jekyll and Hyde bop. And it's like, oh, I miss that now. So yeah, hopefully it'll be coming, Ollie. Hopefully it's coming. Okay, Rebecca Christie. How you doing, Rebecca? Evening, boys. Mr. Fish, can I just say thank you for your daily positive Insta comments? It helps me start my day in a great way.
Oh, I'm glad. That means a lot. Does mean a lot. So it helps me out. And if I can help anyone else, bonus. So I'm glad.
And where do people get said Insta comments?
On Instagram, obviously.
And what do they type in?
Official Mr. Fish.
Official Mr. Fish. Links down below, folks.
Yeah, I do the stories every morning. Well, I try to do them every morning. Sometimes I miss out, but I try to do something a bit smiley, positive every morning if I can.
Yeah. And then if you click on my stories, you'll see me occasionally sweating in the gym over a rowing machine.
Blowing out your ears.
Yeah, absolutely. Question 1. If you had a 24-hour pass, time stops, no limits, no consequences, what are you doing? So 24 hours.
Legal or illegal?
Anything. No consequences. So
No consequence. 24
everything and
hours.
anything.
Well, I know what I could use 10 minutes going around that Houses of Parliament, slapping people around the face. There's no consequences.
Finish what Guy Fawkes started. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I don't know.
Is this? I wonder, is Rebecca meaning bike orientated, or is it just you've got 24 hours clear, like the Purge, fill your boots?
Orientated, then it's just take the 250 and ride anywhere I can.
250.
My rally.
Yeah.
Go farmers' fields, everything where you're not supposed to go. Just go across the countryside, wherever you can go ride. That'd be quite cool. With no consequence.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I said off road, didn't I? I said I wouldn't. I have to swear on here for you.
No, I genuinely do. I'm starting to enjoy off road now. I get it. I am starting to enjoy it. Like that recent sort of 1250, 1300 review vid I did down with Toro in southern Spain. We did a fair bit of trail riding on it, and it was like, I get this. Different kettle of fish doing what you do, where you're going through all the wet chalk and mud and slime of Surrey and places where you go. Because I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't appeal, to be honest with you. But trail riding, yeah, in the dry, I like that.
The sunshine in Spain.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, 24-hour pass. 24 hours.
Difficult, isn't it?
No consequences whatsoever. Again, it's that little devil on my shoulder, and that little sort of challenge thing comes in. Probably ride to Switzerland. Can I get to the Stelvio and back? The Stelvio is all right, but it's not great. I would probably ride to Switzerland. I did that in about 12 hours. Oh no, yeah. So there and back, that's 24, isn't it? Mind you, I was adhering to speedish limits.
Well, you wouldn't have to. There's no consequences. So
there's no consequences. I would see if I could ride to Switzerland and do the Furka Pass and then get back. That'd be a little challenge.
I wouldn't mind closing the West End of London and making a little bit of a track. And just blasting round between the city and the West End.
Yeah.
Flat out up Oxford Street or something like that.
There you go. Right. Minehead to Land's End. Shut that to traffic, and it just becomes a race circuit. It's like a TT circuit, and that M1000RR, or just a sports bike. Yeah. What a road. Is it the A39? I think it's the A39 that runs across the top there of, is that Devon? Is Devon at the top? Devon? Yeah.
303's below it.
I mean, in 24 hours, you could do that many, many, many times. But what a stretch of road if you ride it in a naughty fashion. Yeah, a bit boring if you stick to the speed limits, but if you give it some, that's a lot of
consequences,
fun.
So
yeah,
might as well live your life.
Or just try the TT circuit. No, I'd be dead. I'd be dead within about a mile. Actually, that's ridiculous. I haven't got anywhere near the skill required to even get around the first bend at those speeds. Oh man, yeah, I'll stick with Switzerland. I'll stick with that.
Cool.
Right. Okay. And you're going to play in the mud, right? Question 2: Are Jaffa cakes biscuits or cakes?
They're cakes. Do you know what I know?
Go on.
Biscuits go soft when they're stale. Cakes go hard when they're stale. What does a Jaffa cake do when it's stale?
I don't know. They don't last long enough to go stale.
That's a fair point.
Once you pop, you can't stop. You open a packet of Jaffa cakes, they're gone.
Go hard, so it's got to be a cake, isn't it?
So why are they in the biscuit aisle then?
Because silly people think they're biscuits. Because of the packaging. They're in a biscuit packet.
There we go. They're a biscuit.
No, a biscuit packaging for a cake.
That's a good point, though, isn't it? What
Well,
other biscuit? What other biscuit goes hard when it's stale? I don't think there is one.
American cookies, I suppose, because they're soft, aren't they? We're getting really deep into this. What about a Jaffa Cake bar? What's that then? Is that a cake?
What is that? I've never heard of it.
You get them like almost like Mars bar size, and they're Jaffa Cake bars.
No,
Yeah. Don't tell me you haven't had one.
never. I wasn't even aware they were a thing. Oh,
You look genuinely excited.
yeah. Oh no, that's not good. I'm home alone for the next 2 weeks as well.
You want to pause the podcast? Nip down to the
Jeez.
shop.
I can't. I've had a beer now, and I can't even jump on a bike and go and get some. Wonder if they deliver.
Yeah, Deliveroo. Jaffa Cakes on Deliveroo.
Deliveroo. Yeah. Oh, that's something to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think I'll change my mind on this one then. I think you're right. Jaffa cakes, they are a cake, just by your pure definition.
This is probably the most controversial question you probably had on your podcast.
Let us know in the comments down below, folks. Jaffa cakes, biscuit or cake, and your reasons why.
Yeah.
And what?
Fight amongst yourselves.
Yeah. This is like milk first or not for tea.
And you know the worst thing is I don't even eat Jaffa Cakes. I don't even like them.
How can you not like? What sort of
It's not
animal
that I
are
don't
you?
like them. They're not number one on my list.
Number one biscuit.
Number one on my list.
What is it?
It's definitely not on one of my cake list.
Okay, well, biscuit or cake? Number one.
Cake, lemon drizzle, my favourite cake. Good homemade lemon drizzle. Biscuit, that's a bit difficult, that one. I like cookies, chocolate chip cookies, but the American ones. White chocolate chip American cookie. That's a good biscuit.
Chocolate hobnobs. King of biscuits. The king of biscuits. They're the SBS of biscuits.
But that's just chocolate and bits they've dropped in a barn, isn't it? Hobnobs.
I don't care. I love it.
It's
got that sort of OT feeling, so it makes you feel like you're being healthy.
Yeah.
When you demolish 6 packets of them.
Who was it that did the sketch? That was Peter Kay, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, when you don't, dump me, give me another.
Again. Yeah, the hardest biscuit out there.
Top cake. What's my top cake? Top cake. I'm struggling to think of any cake. All I can think of is carrot cake, and I refuse to have that as my favourite cake because that's almost like being vegetarian and healthy.
Problem nowadays as well, you can't even Google top cake because it means something completely different.
Oh God, what does top cake mean? Oh no, I'm so out the loop.
Well, cake means booty on a woman.
Does it?
Yeah, slang. So if you type in top cake, you're not always going to get. Well, you might get a bit of a lemon drizzle, but that's a different story.
That's your excuse, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah, 100%.
I was looking to bake a cake. That's all I was doing.
I thought Paul Hollywood would come up.
I can't think of any cakes. God, cake. Come on, cake. Tiffin. It's just Tiffin cake. Just purely because we popped into was it a Costa's on the way back from Newcastle and had Tiffin cake. Yeah, Tiffin cake. I think that would be my top.
Do you dunk your biscuits in your tea?
I don't. Yeah, my coffee. Yes.
Your coffee.
Yeah, I'm not a tea drinker. I'm a coffee drinker.
I don't trust people that dunk biscuits.
That don't dunk biscuits, or that do dunk.
That do.
Why?
I don't understand what it's about.
How can you not dunk a biscuit?
I've got teeth. I can chew.
Oh, you're weird. You're some sort of freak, John. Oh, I think our friendship's going to be... We're testing our friendship here.
I don't understand why you make a biscuit soggy. Why would you want to?
I don't know. Just because you've got a cuppa in front of you, you've got to dunk stuff in it.
Why the old people do it.
It's too hot to dip my cock in it, so it's got to be a biscuit, isn't it? Just dunk your biscuit.
Oh, it doesn't normally stop you. How else do you stir the sweetener in?
Mine doesn't hit the bottom, so there's no point. May as well use a biscuit. Anyway, that took a turn. Sorry about that. Apologies. Rebecca says, lastly, big little rides to the Brewdog Brewery and the tap in Ellen would be awesome. That's an idea for Big Little. Up near where I'm from. Where Brewdog's from? Ellen.
Oh, okay.
Up in the northeast of Scotland.
We definitely have to spend the night for that one, though.
Exactly. Can you imagine the flack we'll get for connecting a bike ride with a visit to a brewery? Oh, God. Actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's wind them up. Anyone that's offended by that, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do something. It's got to be an overnighter.
Anyway, I keep saying I've never been to Scotland, and you keep getting offended.
Why don't we do Scotland on 125s then? Ugh, everyone does that though, don't they? I don't want to be like everyone else. Yeah, it's been done. We need something different.
We do it on Space Hoppers.
I still need to cycle. I've still got to cycle around the bloody UK.
Yeah, you've said it now.
I know. Even my missus was talking about it at the weekend.
First?
Was I going to what? Sorry.
Row the Atlantic first or cycle first?
I'll cycle first. Yeah, the Atlantic. The Atlantic's going to be a while. That's a lot of money. That's like 160 grand. That plus it's potentially 3 months. Mind you, cycling around the UK, that's 3 or 4 months.
That'd be a good few months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was that journalist that did it. I think he rode around the world on the GS and then cycled around the UK. I think he writes for The Guardian. He used to write for The Guardian, and both were drunken Christmas parties.
Really?
I read both his books, and he got back after Christmas, and everyone was patting him on the back, going, "Oh, fantastic. When you off on your trip?" And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And evidently at the Christmas party, he was boasting how he was going to ride around the world. He even had a bike license at the time. So when he did his bike license, and he did it. And then a few years later, the same thing happened. And they're going, "Oh, your new trip's going to be epic." And it's like, what are these people talking about? And evidently at the Christmas party again, he said he was going to cycle around the UK.
Oh, I've got to get them on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll dig the books out and I'll give you the information at some point.
Please, yeah, that'd be awesome to chat to them.
Yeah. It's just quite funny the way he said it. It's like everyone's just patting him on the back. And he's like, "Oh my God, I've got to do it now." Doing that stupid bloke thing. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I could do that. Hold my beer.
Just reminds me of you, that little. I don't know why.
Cheers for that one, Rebecca. Next one, Ashley Wright. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Ashley. Firstly, I've got to say, and I apologise if you've already spoken about this, but I want to thank John for his positive Instagram stories. They have, without doubt, picked me up on more than one occasion. Oh, that's awesome. You're having an impact, John.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad I can be, even if it's a tiny bit of assistance, it's good. It's nice to get some feedback as well.
You're an influencer.
I'm an influencer. At least I'm influencing for good stuff. It makes a change.
Exactly.
But no, that's good. That's good to hear. A little bit embarrassing for me because
Nah, don't be daft. Don't be daft.
No, you know what I mean.
You're spreading good vibes, pal. That's good. That's what social media should be for.
Positive vibes. It should be positive.
Yeah,
the world should be more positive. We got enough crap in it, so
yeah,
let's do some positivity.
Ashley's question: as good as social media is for certain things, what bad parts of it have you both experienced?
Well, trolling, obviously.
Yeah, trolls. Yeah.
It's mainly trolls. Taken with a pinch of salt. I mean, I've seen it at a level, not for myself, but daughter, Simon, these guys, the level they get it is just horrendous. I mean, I get a bit, but I just come back with your mum. That's all I type in the comment. Hasn't been too bad lately, but to see it from outside for proper big influencers, YouTubers, content creators, whatever you want to call these people, it can be absolutely horrible. And it's famous people as well that get on it, trying to get them cancelled because they're on a different genre for them. So it's not mainstream. So the mainstream attack, it's getting closer together. They're now getting on board with each other. Bit I find weird, but yeah, I think it's probably the same as you, Bruce. It's like in this, the person that's just negative and horrible for the sake of being horrible rather than constructive. Don't mind constructivity, even if it's a bit horrible. If it's constructive, it's constructive.
Yeah,
but
same.
Just to be nasty for the sake of being nasty, it says more about the person writing it than the person they're writing it about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same. If someone thinks something negative about a video, a comment, or me or my channel, then I'm all up for hearing that. But tell me why. Like, as John just said, be constructive with the feedback, because if it's something that maybe I don't realise that I'm portraying something a certain way, then it's nice to hear that and get somebody else's take on it. But it's not nice, and it's in no way constructive and has no benefit whatsoever if someone just has a pot shot. at you because, what's the point of that? What is the point of that? I'll just block you and I'll think you're a twat forevermore. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Talking of that, am I allowed back on yet?
Yeah, okay, I'll let you back on.
Cheers, I appreciate it.
I tell you what I have become very conscious of in the last couple of years with social media is my own jealousy towards others. I'm now very conscious of this sort of little green envious, jealous monster that rears its head in me every now and then. Like if you see somebody getting success either on their Instagram or their Facebook. I mean, I'd hardly use Facebook anymore anyway. So most of my time spent on Instagram on the social platforms. So you see somebody like doing really well on Instagram, or you see someone's YouTube channel is flying, or they're getting really good views. I kind of find myself now having this little envious green horrible part of me starts rearing its head up, and you've almost got to grab it and go, get a grip, just get a grip. They're working hard. They're doing well. They're getting success because they're grafting. It's so easy to turn around and go, fucking hell, it's all right for them because they're this. Sorry, especially at the moment, it's all right for them. The lassies in this market. Nobody wants to watch a fat old man. Blah 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 blah. But people work. We all know how hard it is to produce content in this market, and if you're doing well, you're grafting.
Statistically, it's only 1% that has over 1,000 subscribers of all the YouTube things. Yeah. So it's a very difficult thing. But I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's just the competition in you. I think it's more competition because it's in the same genre. Because you wouldn't get jealous. Like, you're not jealous of Casey Neistat.
No.
Because it's a different genre.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Maybe.
But if it's in your sector, it's kind of a competition. It's almost like, why have they got that and I've got this?
Yeah.
You're trying to work out the balance. So it's a competition. It's not like, because I bet you don't want their channel. I bet you don't want their channel. They said, right, we're channels and that's all your content and yours is that. You wouldn't swap it. So you're not jealous. You just want to figure out how the balance can be addressed for the views, subscribers, and the competition sense. I think more than jealousy. I don't think.
I think there is. No, I think there is a bit of for me. I think there is a bit of jealousy, and I've found it for me helpful to know and identify that, and just go. You're just being a jealous twat. Just get a grip, and right, fine. Work harder. Just work harder. You know what I mean? Like
that's right in your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah. Not stay in my lane, but just
back to that thing, doesn't it? Can you control it? No, so fuck it.
True. It's in the past.
That's it. That's it. Put it in the fuck it bucket and move on.
That's
one of the best sayings I've ever heard.
I really do think social media is I think it's a fantastic medium. I think it can be so positive and it can do so much good. But it can also be like a cancer. It really can. It can do so much harm so quickly and so effectively and so easily if you let it. You kind of, I think these days, none of us know if what you see or read on social media or YouTube, none of us know if it's real. It's like having tabloids around you, surrounding you 24 hours a day, isn't it? It's like, you don't know the validity of anything you see or hear anymore. But I do think it's never been easier for you to do your own research and, look into things and figure it out for yourself. Just never take one source as the source for information and things like that. You kind of have to be much more switched on these days, I think, for all things.
100%, yeah. But the worst thing is definitely the negativity.
Yeah.
And it's not negativism. I don't like that. It can be pure hate.
Yeah.
That's what I posted that thing the other day. What was I called? I hate in capital letters. Mr Fish.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I was on that as well, wasn't
I? You were on it.
Hate TeapotOne.
Hate TeapotOne. Hate Fish. He's a midlife crisis knob. And I thought, well,
TMF's all right. It's like, all right, okay.
Got me rambled. No, TMF got slaughtered as well.
Did he? I thought he said he could tolerate TMF.
He said, I think it was, if he had insomnia and wanted to go to sleep, he'd put TMF fit to his Goldwing. I think that's what he said.
Oh,
And
Christ.
but it takes more effort to do that than to just not watch. That's what I don't understand. If I don't like something, you just go, okay, I don't really like that. Move on to the next.
Yeah, but some folk like to just vent, don't they? You know, I get it. I do get it, but it's just like,
Made them feel better, I suppose. It's done
yeah,
some good in the world,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's the old adage, isn't it? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
Yeah.
names will never hurt me. But the thing is,
Unless you write them in the comment section.
yeah, that's the weird thing, though, isn't it? Is that it's very easy to let this crap get to you, and
You could have
you just have
brilliant
to.
comments and that one. If you
Yeah.
focus on that one.
Yeah.
You're like, right, that's it. I'm going in on this guy.
Aye.
You have
And
to-
that's
you have
definitely
to
something to think about, folks. Charlie, you're talking about starting a channel, and well, you've already got the channel, but that's something you just have to. I don't think accept's the right word, because nobody should have to accept the abuse.
Tolerate.
Yeah, but you've got to be aware that, you know, it's going to happen. You will get it if you get reasonably big anyway. It will happen. You'll get that sort of stuff, and you just can't let it get to you. You just, as TMF says, he just blocks. Done. Block. Just deal with it that way, and then don't let it play in there, because that'll eat you up. All that ridiculous stuff. Anyway, right. Demo Chevo. How you doing, Demo? For John, I've struggled mentally and find it difficult to motivate myself with self-care. How have you managed this yourself? Big love to you both. I'm sorry, Demo, mate. Crikey, I didn't realise. Yeah, how?
I don't like to hear that of anyone. Start small. That's what I did. Problems are problems, obviously. But if you think of all your problems as one problem, it's a massive problem. But if you start chopping them up into little things, this is what I did. So you get a load of small problems and solve them one by one. Don't think, oh, I've got to pay this bill, I've got to pay that bill, I've got to get that, I've got to go and do that, I've got to do that. You've got 5 things. Think, right, what's the first thing? What's the most important to? Right, let's cross that one off, do that one. And then move on to the next one, do that one. And before you get it, the thing I found was I let things overwhelm me. Whereas most things are quite small. Most problems are quite small. Obviously, there are going to be problems that are massive, but most are quite small. Chip away at them and I did little stupid things like make the bed, draw the curtains in the morning, every morning, no matter what mood I was in, make the bed, open the curtains and let the light in before I left the bedroom. Little tiny little things. And then you find you just do more and more stuff like that. Force yourself to do it. You can make it a habit almost. It's like, you go down, you have your coffee in the morning. I don't fancy a coffee. I don't fancy sitting in the chair. I don't fancy doing this. Do it until you're right. I'm gonna be a bit more. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna make the bed, open the curtains. Then I'm gonna go down and have a coffee. Then I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna do this. And before you know it, you're doing little bits, and they all add up, and it becomes a longer spell of just doing better stuff for yourself. I found that just take small steps. Don't think of it as one massive leap. Just think of it as little bits, chip away at it.
Have you dealt with all, you know, tell me to poke it if I'm delving too deep here, but have you dealt with all this yourself, or did you ever get like outside help?
I did a bit of therapy, and therapy is brilliant. I mean, you got to want to do it yourself, though. You're in charge of yourself at the end. But what the therapists do is they point you in directions that you don't know you're coming from. Doesn't make sense. They come from different directions to what you think. They'll ask you the question, so why do you think that? So why? And then I started questioning myself. And as I said to you, I think earlier, it's like I sat in the chair and it was like, right, this is up to me. No one's going to snap me out of it. No one's going to do it for me. It is me. So, and then I compartmentalized it and said, right, I'm going to do it in stages. First thing I did was give up coding because I was addicted to coding, as I said to you, through my work and my accident. I'd had so many painkillers.
Mate, when you stopped that medication, it was almost like a switch. And I appreciate there would have been time between you stopping it and me seeing you again and that. But you had a different mindset. You had that different mindset when you came off the meds.
I never knew I was addicted. I wasn't addicted as in illegally, as in taking so many meds. I prescribed them, and because of where I work, I had to take one a day to keep it in your system. Yeah. Every time you stop taking again, you need 3 days off. So they encourage you to keep it in your system. So it's low level. So I'd only have 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 a day tops. I was prescribed 8 a day, never took those. But I didn't realize they were turning me into a zombie, and they were playing with the brain. So that was my first protocol. It's like, right, I want a clean slate, start again. So I did it the wrong way. I went cold turkey for 3 weeks after 9 years on them. So that was first 2 days, piece of piss. Next 2.5 weeks, brutal. But now I'm sidetracked a little bit. Now I'm in no more pain now off painkillers than when I was on painkillers.
Well,
They just mess with your mind. I mean, I'm sure they work for some people and they work in scenarios, but for me, yeah, they ruined it. So yeah, so that's what I did. But it is a question of one, just stating what you state on a podcast there, just reading that out is obviously that's the first step. Knowing. Once you know, then it's up to you to do it. And you will do it. But don't think of it all as a massive thing. It's like lots of little things. Just chip away, do what you can. And as I said before, if you can't change it or do anything about it, put that in the fuck it bucket and move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Like, Demo, talk to someone, mate. Like, if you don't, you got my number anyway. So, if you don't want to reach out to me, no worries. There's plenty of other people out there that you can reach out to. I'm seeing loads of adverts at the moment for Better Help. Have you seen that? Like an online thing?
Podcasts, yeah.
No idea if it's any good, mate, but it might be worth, a phone call or, I don't know. But yeah, definitely talk. Like I've said loads of times, I use this as therapy. Like there's things that piss me off, and I start chatting about them to people on here. I did it with you just recently. Just about an hour ago, we were chatting about something, and then it was like a light bulb went off in my head, didn't it? When I was about the jealousy about other people, and it's like, oh, well, actually, it's just down to me to do a better job, isn't it? It's like it's not their problem; it's my problem.
Definitely don't keep it internal. Don't keep it to yourself. I've got to say, I'm going to blow smoke up Bruce's arse a little bit here. But he was there for me, so yeah, he's a good one. He's a good egg. He is. He's a good egg. That guy.
It goes. If anyone's got my number, then you've got my number because you're a friend. So if you're having tough times, just reach out. Just reach out.
If he wants to DM me, he can DM me. Is it DM? What are they called?
I think that's what the kids do these days, John.
DM. You want to slide in my DMs?
No cockpicks. Not initially.
Yeah.
Let's build up to that.
Only hens.
That probably means something entirely different, and you're going to get quite a shock when you open your DMs.
Pictures.
Demo, cheers, mate. Thank you very much for being open about all that, pal. And we'll have a chat. Debbie Clegg. Hi, Bruce. Hi, John. Hope life is treating you kindly. All good, thank you, Debbie. Question. If you could go back and talk with your 18-year-old self, what advice would you give for the future? Best wishes, Deb and Ian.
Ooh. Can't remember that far back.
Do you know, I genuinely don't know if I'd want to change the course of my life because it's brought me to where I am now.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm very comfortable in who I am now and I'm doing what I love. So
well,
I don't think I would
no consequences and changed anything. What would you say?
If what, sorry? And it hadn't changed.
If it didn't change anything, if it didn't do that time travel thing where it changed something, you're exactly the same as where you are now. What advice for yourself?
Be you. Be you. Don't worry about I don't know what other people think. Not that I ever did anyway, but just do you.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Hopefully that'll take me here where I am now. So
that's standard with age, though, isn't it? You look back at yourself. If only I'd known back then what I know now.
Yeah, but then
I'd give myself the advice: don't give up the DJing. You wouldn't have been stuck as a train driver, and they're all massive now, the DJs.
Yeah, I really wish I hadn't given up on my rugby. I really wish, because I just trialed for Scotland, and then I didn't make it. I got injured, and I just never went back.
Yeah, it's the not knowing, isn't it, that eats you up.
Yeah. I used to play like Jason White. He was a captain of Scotland. He was captain of the British Lions. He had a damn good career. Well, I used to play against him at schools, and I went through like the representative rugby with him, a trial for Scotland with him, and it's just like So I wonder what, could I have done it. That eats at me.
Might have a little World Cup behind you, medal.
Well, just I would be happy with a cap, just to run out on Murrayfield. Wow, that would be mint. That would have been mint.
Oh, maybe that can be arranged.
No,
maybe we can sort something out.
Mate, I'm out of breath just
to
walking
run
the
out
dog.
on Murrayfield, not to play. You just run out.
I couldn't do the run at the moment. I couldn't run out onto Murrayfield.
Oh, I stroll out to Murrayfield.
I tell you what, I was in Newcastle over the weekend. My mate Crookie, best mate Crookie from back home. It was his birthday, so me and Nicky went up to meet him and his Mrs. Claire, and we had a weekend out in Newcastle. It was awesome. But Crookie and I, we both played rugby together through schools and into, the local adult side and stuff. And Crookie was a fit young lad, back in the day. And he won't mind, he'll never listen to this anyway, but he's beefed it, same as I have. We're pretty much the same sort of stamp, but the same, similar weight as well. He might even be a little bit heavier now. But we were sat there in this Italian on Saturday night having pizza and beers. And I think he had a pop at me about being a fat knacker. And I was just like, right, I think we've hit the turning point here, pal. Let's make a bet. So I was like, what did I say? It's got to be within a year. So a year today, to this date. So his next birthday, we've got to be down to 17 stone. So it's only 4 stone, like 4.5 stone for me, about 4.5, 5 stone for him. So I was like, perfectly doable. We could do it in 3 months. We could do it in 4 months. No worries. But let's do it. Let's go for it. And it sort of lit a fire under my arse. From that moment on, I was like, yeah, I think this is what I need. So yeah, we're going for it now. We'll see.
Oh, it's nice to have a target.
He says, stood here drinking a beer, but
that's a diet beer though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know I will not stick to a total pure 100% healthy regime and lifestyle. I've got all my tours coming up, so
that's the problem.
I'm not going to be away with punters and go, yeah, sorry, I'm off to bed now. You have a nice night. Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to be doing all that. But it's just things like, rather than rowing 2 or 3 times a week, let's row 5 times a week. If I'm going to take the dog for a walk, rather than do the mile and a half up the hill and back, let's go over the fields and, increase the distance. Yeah, for sure.
Instead of doing 10 pints of beer, do a couple of whiskies instead.
Yeah, rather than 2 bacon wraps in the morning, have 1 bacon wrap, and exactly. That sort of stuff. Yeah.
And you only have 7 sausages for your breakfast.
We'll see. Watch this space. Watch
what
this space.
I've forgotten.
I can't remember. 18-year-old self. What advice would you give yourself for the future?
Don't be a twat.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Remember the fuck it bucket.
Yeah, put it in the fuck it bucket and move on.
Put it in the fuck it bucket. Yeah, I've made some wrong decisions. I've made some shitty decisions, but it's all brought me through this path, and I wouldn't want to change that. So yeah, just keep your head down, stay true to you. Don't be a cock, and it'll work out. Don't worry about it.
Basically, every teenage bloke's voice to themselves, that would be.
Yeah.
Every teenage bloke gets to this age and goes, yeah, you're a dick.
Yeah, well. Right, next one. Thank you for that, Debbie. Nathan Moore. Evening, gents. Hope you're both fit and well. My first question is for Mr. Fish. I'm about to pull the trigger on a set of Trail Max Raids and was wondering, how are they holding up and would you recommend them?
Well, I'm just about to get another set put on. So, yeah, that would be my 3rd back tyre and my 2nd front. If you're just doing road miles, then you're going to not get a lot out the back. Maybe I got 2,500 out the last one. I took it off road and it was spinning a lot, let's say, so it was wearing. Mm-hmm. This one, because I need a new front, he's going to send me a back as well, so I'm going to change it. But it doesn't need changing. This one's got about 2.5 on, and this one's okay. I reckon about 4,000 out the back on this one, and I've got 6,000 out of the front. It's just on that trip to get the pasty, I noticed on the way back, at about 20 miles an hour, my bike started pogoing, and it was because of the normal wear on the knobs on the front. They sort of like, instead of being flat, this is hard to explain on here, instead of being flat, they sort of like turned up at one end. Just worn here, but not this end. So
Where the
So,
knobblies are gripping into the
yeah,
tarmac. The
so,
tarmac.
so it's just doing that on the front. So, so I was going to get a new front. He said, "I'll send you a back as well." So,
Oh, nice one.
but I was going to get the road tires. Is it the Meridians?
Yeah,
I was going to get those, and I said,
mutants and meridians.
yeah. So I said, but they can't get the mutants for mine because they don't do it in a 21. But
What you
yeah.
need is a 19-inch front wheel.
Yeah, but I don't need to go to the chip shop that often. So, but so he said they send me the others, and I thought I was going around in the wet. I was thinking, there's no problem. They've got so much grip. They shouldn't have that amount of grip.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? I'm getting another set. I love the tires. They're the best tires I've ever had on an adventure bike.
Wow.
So says a lot about them. Third set now.
If you're going to be doing off road, yeah.
If you're doing 50-50 stuff,
yeah,
and gravelly, if you just want the look, they work. But you got to be prepared to spend more. As in, you got to buy more tires.
Yeah. Yeah. The big adventure bikes, they do look cool with knobblies on. They do look the part for sure.
But I'm going to annoy people here now. If you're getting them just to look good,
each to their own. Each to their own, mate.
It's each to their own. There's something that eats me up. It's like the guy that wears the matching one-piece race suit on his GSXR and then just rides to the pub.
Do you know what? That used to wind me up, and then I've just adopted.
It just makes me giggle inside a little bit. But
yeah, but you know,
each to your own. If they're enjoying themselves,
that's the thing, isn't it?
Giving them satisfaction, then it's brilliant. It's just a little bit inside that eats me up. It's like, oh, that bike could have got someone on the track, or that adventure bike wants to go off road. It's more like the bike wants to do it than the person. No problem with the person. I'm sorry for the bike.
Yeah. Well, I've got anything else to say on that other than each to their own. Each to their own. But if you wear a polite vest and you're not taking the piss, then yeah, you deserve.
Oh, I saw someone yesterday on a scooter. They had full neon outfit on, polite vest, neon crash helmet, neon gloves, and the GoPro on top like a Teletubby. Oh dear, cheered me up. Minutes.
Each to their own.
Each to their own. It was painful. I mean, it was like someone riding down with body worn full beams on. It was insane. Obviously, I reckon they've been hit by someone in the past. That's all I could think.
Yeah. They're making a point.
There's no way you'd hit them.
Well. Nathan's second question for both of us. Notwithstanding Bruce's encounter with two men in a back staircase, would you rather meet an alien or a ghost?
Hold on, we need to delve into.
You've heard my ghost story. You must have.
Two men in a. No, it's nothing to do with ghosts. It's just two men in a staircase.
Everyone's going to switch off now, aren't they? Sorry, folks, if you've heard this before. Back in the day, I was a bouncer in Glasgow. Start and end of the shift, you used to have to open up, unpadlock all the fire exits and then chain them back up at the end of the shift. So start one of the shifts, I'm in the very top club called the Attic, funnily enough. Fire exit door there's just off the dance floor. You boot that open, reveals a blocked in staircase all the way from the very top of the nightclub all the way to the very bottom where the back car park is. So there's a door at the top inside the club, and there's a door at the very bottom which is padlocked shut with a lump of 4x2, and that opens out into the back car park. No other way in or out other than door at the top, door at the bottom. Totally bricked in, no windows, nothing like that, and it's got emergency lighting all the way down. So it's like reasonably well lit. You can see in there. You'd be able to read a book, put it that way. So start of the shift, I've opened up the fire exit and I'm walking down one of the flights of stairs. And as I'm about halfway down a set of stairs, these two blokes sort of just appeared walking along the landing and started to come up the stairs towards me. So I sort of shouted, "Oh, who are you?" kind of thing, or words to that effect. And one of the lads heard me shout, one of the other bouncers. So he's like, "You all right, big man?" I turned round. I was like, "Andy, get your arse down here." I turned round and these lads had gone. So Andy came running down the stairs. This is two blokes here. We must have left the fire exit open. So he ran down the stairs. Bearing in mind, like, Andy is a proper full-on strong man. He's enormous. He's like 6'2" and the same wide, and I'm me. So we're running down these stairs, didn't pass anybody at all, get to the very bottom, and the fire exit door is still got a lump of 4x2 and it's still chained and padlocked shut. So he's looking at me like I'm a dafty. We've unlocked the door, opened up the doors, had a look outside. Obviously, it's nothing. Later in that shift, we're on the front door, just having a chat, and the manager's there. And Andy sort of turns around to the manager and he's like, you might want to have a word with this man here. You think he's been smoking the funny stuff. So he told him the story. And the manager just said, yeah, those two, yeah, the cleaners see them all the time. At which point he started regaling all these different ghost stories that the cleaners and various people have said they've seen throughout the club. As it turns out, this club used to be called the Locarno, and you can Google it. It was a very well-known dance hall in Glasgow back in the day. Glasgow was very well known for having these big dance halls all over the city. So back in the day, that's what this place was. And these two guys that I saw, they just looked like Al Capone gangsters. They just looked like something out of the Untouchables. Long trench coats, they had the big long hats. What really stuck with me is I never ever saw their eyes. They had their heads down, and I'm looking at them from up the stairs. And as I said, as I shouted at them, they started to look up, but I didn't see their eyes because I turned round to answer my mate that had shouted on me. And yeah, like, who knows? Who knows? Wow. I can't describe it. They weren't see-through, they weren't hovering, they were just two blokes there.
You never sheet on. No Scooby-Doo around.
No, yeah. No pesky kids, nothing. Yeah, so I mean I can't explain it. I've got no idea. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was weird.
I believe in ghosts.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Do you see these things or something's happened like that? I've had a few encounters.
Oh, go on, do tell. Tell me more.
When I was young in my house, my granddad evidently haunted our house for a bit, and my friends saw it as well. So the weirdest thing that happened to me, he sounds like he's a perv now. He's a pedo. He used to come into my bedroom at night. He was dead. He wasn't a pedo. So I'd see this figure a few nights in a row, and as a kid, you're just like, oh, I'm just so tired, not really paying attention. There's something there, but it's like you roll over. Nah, there's nothing there. And one night he walked towards me, and I had the old stereos, the big boom boxes.
Yeah.
My legs on the floor, and as he stepped over it, he kicked it over, and it fell over. And I was like, oh shit! So I'm duvet over, and so like this, like go away, and nothing more. And then another night he did the same thing, walked towards me, and I turned over, and the bed went down. So sitting up, and I look round, and the bed's like that, but it's got the indentation of where someone's sitting on it, but there's no one there. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I'd be straight out of that house.
Yeah, my friends came round and the taps would turn on and off when my friends were in the bathroom and they're washing their hands after the toilet. So the taps would just start turning off, going mad. And then my mate had a vinyl on the record player, and he turned around, it stopped playing. And when he turned around, it was back in the sleeve, things like that. So that happened when I was younger. And then I had one on the train. This was the weirdest one. I was at, I think it was between, I can't even know my own stations now. Just before I get to Golders Green, Hampstead on the northbound, I saw someone walk past the door at the front of the train. So I looked on the cameras and there was no one there. So I opened the door and I looked up and down. There was no one on the platform. I thought, it's just a thing. So I call out my peripheral. I'm going a bit mad here. So I shut the door. And when I sat in my chair to drive the train again, I went, well, make yourself at home then. And the training seat went bang, like that, down. And I was like, so I drove the train to Golders Green like this. And I'm just making small talk. I don't know what's there. I'm going, so how you doing? How's your day been? As I'm driving the train.
Wow.
And just before Golders Green, the seat went up again, bang, like that. And then I got to the station. So I Googled it a bit later, and there used to be a theatre, the BBC Theatres, just before Golders Green. So it might have been Belsize Park. So either Belsize Park or Hampstead. And evidently there was an actor that's meant to haunt the line, and he's going to work at the BBC Theatre. So a few other people have seen it. We've got a few on the underground.
I bet there is.
There's one at Oval where managers have shut the line down thinking there's someone on the track, with someone with the old Tilly lamps.
Yeah.
He's been seen quite a few times. So there's quite a few. Yeah.
I don't know.
You just don't know, do you? Whether you're going into what.
It's the logical part of your brain just goes, don't be ridiculous. But then when you have experienced something that you can't explain, you just start thinking to yourself, Jesus, like, what if that is true?
Yeah.
What if it actually has happened? You have seen it, and it's like, Jesus. Wow.
Don't know.
Are they always watching?
Yeah. What was the question? What would you rather see, a ghost or an alien?
Yeah, would you rather meet an alien or a ghost?
You can only judge aliens on films, can't you? I mean, I'm sure there's a few amongst us. Some of the people I work with, they've got to be aliens, not of this world.
Uh,
But all the aliens are here to kill us, aren't they, in the films?
I think if they were, we'd be dead.
Yeah.
If they can figure out,
if they could speak the language, I prefer to meet an alien. So I want to pick their brains.
yeah, like just to have it confirmed that we're not alone. You know,
Can't be alone.
I mean, bear in mind what we've just been speaking about. If you can confirm that there are actually ghosts, that is fucking mind blowing. But for some reason, to get confirmation that there is other life out there, although, I mean, again, logically, there has to be. Surely, there just has to be.
Big Little Adventure, Area 51.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what. Do you listen to the Sean Ryan podcast?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you 2 links for 2 podcasts, 2 episodes of his podcast that he's recently done.
Well, mind-blowing stuff, yeah.
I'm not even... one of them talks about... In fact, they both talk about remote viewing. So, folks, Google remote viewing. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds far-fetched. But at least one of these guys is a retired 3-star general. You know, he's like as high up as you can possibly get within the SF background. And he specialised in all manner of different spooky booky type stuff. Just listen to the podcast. His one's like 6 hours long. But, you know, if you're driving a train around all day...
we like to call it half a mossy.
yeah, half a mossy, yeah. It's nuts. It's one of these podcasts. I listened to the first one, which was this black chap. Is it Billy Paxton or something? I listened to him, and at times I just thought to myself, you're deranged. And other times I was listening to it and just thinking, Jesus Christ, if this is true, it's just mind-blowing. And then I listened...
Go on.
Sorry,
I was interrupting.
And then I listened to the one with this retired general or whatever he was. And, you know, he's like an 80-year-old man now. And he just talks about stuff in such depth with such knowledge. Yeah. You're just like, well, there's no way he can be making this up. So it's like, well, have people just been like playing him along for the last 60 odd years of his career? Or does he actually genuinely know all this stuff? Yeah. And if he does know that, I'll send you the links. It's phenomenal.
I'll have a listen. No, it reminded me of the weirdest. It's a ghost story, but it wasn't me that saw the ghost. This is a really weird one, and it was my stepdad. And we were at a party. It's probably only 10 years ago now, and we were laughing and joking. We were talking about the stuff that happened, and I remember saying to him, "Do you remember when I come home from school and you threw the peas on the floor?" And he just went white. He's just looking at me like, what? I said, I came in. I said, I went over to the chair. You looked at me and you just threw the peas on the floor. I said, that cracked me up. And he went, how do you know about that? And I went, well, I came in through the door, went over to the chair. You looked at me and for some reason you just threw the peas. I said, I found it really funny. He said, I've never told anyone that. I said, well, I was there. He said, no, you weren't. I saw your granddad come in the door, walk over and sit in the chair. And then I went, all my colour drained as well. Evidently I wasn't there. But I told him about the story that he remembers of my granddad being a ghost, but I wasn't there. But he never told me. That's the freakiest thing that's happened to me in my life. There you go. Explain that one.
Mate.
Yeah.
You can't, can you? Like,
life's bizarre, isn't it?
The logical part of your brain just shuts all this shit off, doesn't it? Yeah. It just goes, don't be ridiculous.
He sat on that for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's other parts, especially now as I'm getting older, and I think like podcasts definitely are part of the reason, because they allow you access to so many different trains of thought and so many different sources of information, and it's all long form conversation that you're listening to. So you're listening to lots of people talk about all manner of different subjects, aren't you?
Yeah.
And sometimes in real depth. And yeah, it's like, I find it challenges. I find a lot of podcasts challenge my perception of what I thought was the norm. You know, like what's logical, what's
we
not
only
logical.
know what we're led to believe.
Yeah,
So you're out searching for other opinions, you'll only get what you're brought up with, which 9 times out of 10 is quite slim and sheltered.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we got deep there. We got very deep.
We did. How did that happen?
I don't know. Nathan, I blame Nathan.
We're not drinking. That's what's happening.
Right, second last one from the clan. Mark from Leeds. Mark Anal.
From near Leeds.
Yeah.
Mark Anal. Yeah, I heard that one, the anal one. Yeah.
Mark Anal, absolutely. Good evening, both. Mega to have Mr. Fish, aka John, back on the podcast. Truly, what a lovely bloke he is. Shut up, Mark.
Yeah, he's one of my favourites, you see. I've always
Such
liked
a
Mark.
snivelling little
He
oink.
definitely comes from Leeds, that Mark.
Near Leeds. My question is, what do you think of Bruce chowing down he always brings this up. What do you think of Bruce chowing down a candle in deepest, darkest France, thinking it was some sort of dip? If you don't know the story, Bruce, tell him. You know the candle story.
I heard the story on the podcast,
Yeah. Anyway.
Well.
2. John, tell everyone about your beginning of season. That's what boss is, isn't it? Beginning of season. Tell everyone about your boss meetup and the date, please. Bruce, you're still a twat. You know why. Well, Mark, you spelled your incorrectly. I constantly. If it's you are, it's you apostrophe R-E. You are. You're just shortening it. If you do Y-O-U-R, your, it means it belongs to that person. Oik. Fucking Northerners. Anyway, boss meetup. When and where?
Well, it's 14th of April. I'm trying to think now. It caught me on the spot here. 14th of April. Going to go from 1066 Cafe down A21 to Rikers. Haven't decided on the time yet. I reckon it's going to be 10 o'clock at Route 1066, leave at 11, and then what's that, about 12:30 to Rikers. I'm going to try and get down there in the next few weeks. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. And I might actually plan a route. No, I'm not going to smile. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to maybe do a GPX route, but it will be probably not sports bike friendly. It won't be off road, but I do like country lanes. So
I've just looked at my diary, and the wife's away, but I have nothing in that day, so I may come join you for a bit if I can, if that's allowed.
Yeah, either or. I say that you don't have to come to both. You can come to either or. The idea. Have I said the idea of them before on here or not?
I think we did speak about it before, but do it again.
Well, the idea behind them is it's not a meetup, as in my meetup. I just plan it. It's for. I got the idea from America when I used to go over there. Is everyone's little followers, say you've got 100 subscribers and 10 people want to come and meet you. It's a little bit weird just meeting 10 people randomly when you're starting out. So piggyback this, come and meet if you're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, what's the other one? X, Twitter, whatever it's called now. If you've got a small following and you want to go for a ride out and hang out with the people you want to meet on your channel, piggyback this and just come along and chat shit and talk coffee, basically. It's not an organised event in the sense that anything spectacular is happening. It's just a load of people hanging around enjoying biking. There you go.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll start. Well, John will start at the 1066 calf. So make sure you pop through to motorcycle apparel and give Sam abuse. Speak to him about traffic cones. What else was it? There's someone else. Traffic cones and someone else. Can't remember what else came up. Anyway, go through and just ask for Sam and throw abuse at him. Thanks.
In Conqueror's Apparel. Yeah.
That's the one. Excellent. Just for that, Mark, thank you very much, pal. Folks, if you haven't checked out Mark from Leeds' channel, don't. Yeah. Andy, evening, gents.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, Mark. Andy, evening, gents. Hope you're well. Really enjoy both your channels. Thank you very much. First question. If you had a week off, where would you go and why?
Well, you can get twice the distance I can. Because you don't sleep. I'm planning on doing it this year, Scotland.
Oh yeah.
I want to go. I really want to go to Scotland this year. I keep putting it off, but I really want to go to Scotland this year at some point. Or I do want to. There's a restaurant just outside Rome, in the mountains, just outside Rome, in the volcanic region, that does one of the best pastas I've ever had. So I fancy riding to Rome to have a glass of wine and the pasta. That tops the pasty, doesn't it? Not in a day, though.
Like it.
I'm not going to do it in a day, but I fancy doing that.
Big Little. Rome for pizza.
I just said pasta. Don't eat pizza. It's got cheese on.
Okay, we'll go pasta then. Big Little.
Yeah. We go to this place. It's in a little village called Genzano.
I just realised I've just jumped all over your little idea there. Sorry. Apologies.
Pasta.
Sorry.
That's fine. As long as you're paying, it's fine.
Sorry about that. Week 3. Ireland. I keep saying I want to explore Ireland more, and I've never got the time. I kind of think I need about 10 days, 2 weeks though.
I've never been to Ireland either.
But I'm sure I could make a dent in a week. Yeah, Ireland. I'll go Ireland just because I've seen some incredible pictures and videos of some of the scenery, and it just looks phenomenal. So yeah, I'd love to go over and get the crack as well. Ultimately, I really want to go back to Norway and Finland. You know, I'd really love to get back up to Nordkapp again, but I could do that. I could do it in a week, but I would literally be head down, arse up, endurance ride there, picture, turn around and come back. And that's a travesty. You're missing so much. So I think I'd need a good 4 to 6 weeks really to take full advantage of that. Enjoy it. Anyway, second question, John, if Honda stopped making motorbikes, what brand would your fleet become?
Any. I don't have, well, I do have an affiliation with Honda, but it's more the shop, I think, than the Honda.
Yeah.
What other? I love, there are certain other, it depends what sort of bike. If it's an adventure, I hate to admit it. Cover your ears, Bruce. I actually spoke to BMW at the show. The GSA, they reckon 2025.
Yeah.
Late 24, 25. That I'm interested in.
Why?
Save enough shekels.
Why?
Because it's like a manly version of yours.
It's not going to be, though. I initially I thought it was going to be a 1400 for the GSA, but apparently it's going to be called a 1400, but it's exactly the same engine.
No, it's more the big tank and the front end I like. I like a big front end. Leave it.
Why do you need a big tank?
Because I like comfort. Your bike's a bit too small.
I'll give you that.
Do you know what I found? You'll appreciate this because you're a BMW rider and you like this sort of thing. That when they designed your bike, this is what the guy was telling me on the stand. They designed the frame at the back in a way, because evidently on the last version, I don't know whether you found this, it sprayed the back of your legs.
Nope.
No. Well, he reckons they changed the back swing arm and everything to make it so it doesn't spray the back of your legs. And that little splash guard on the back has now got lips on it. So the water doesn't go up your back. I mean, I think he thought I was a BMW rider when he started telling me that.
I put a fender extender on my previous GSs. First things I did was put the mud sling on the back and the fender extender on the front as soon as I got them. So
I'll tell you what was weird. There was not a lot of people on that bike.
Was it not?
No. I mean, the show was rubbish anyway, but there wasn't a lot of people on that bike.
On the 13.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hatred towards it. A lot of hatred towards it.
I think it's
and
better.
a lot from people who've never even, seen it in the flesh or, even chucked a leg over it. Ride the bloody thing and ride it properly.
When we went to Penzance, just watching you on that, it looked smoother.
It was it's effortless. I mean, it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't breaking a sweat at all.
No, if it's not Honda, yeah, it might be. There's loads of bikes. I like Yamaha Tenere World Raid. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Desert X, I like the special edition one. It's nice.
KTM, if KTM could sort out the customer service and get their dealership quality assurance up to par, if you could get the same customer satisfaction, customer service from the KTM place as you can from most BMW places, not all, I appreciate, but from most, I could be tempted to move to KTM. Just
to me, what's kept me on Honda is purely the dealer.
yeah. Once you find a good dealership,
Yeah.
whatever it is, that's
And
a big thing.
Just seem to work out for my price range, and
Yeah.
I can pretty much. I like all bikes, pretty much. All bikes do a job, and it's just finding one right for you. But it just happens to be I've always wanted an Africa Twin, but all the rest, it's like 250. I could have a 250 Husqvarna. I could have a 250 KTM.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really matter. But yeah, anything if they treat me right. I'm open to offers. So,
Bribery.
Hello.
Third question. John, what tips do you have for Bruce on his upcoming solo adventure in the US? John, what tips have you got for me?
Be more Scottish than you are. I turned into Hugh Grant when I went over there. I was so English. And as long as they know you're a tourist from the UK, they love you. I had 2 meals paid for. I think 2 tanks of petrol paid for. Just speaking to people in petrol stations and in restaurants, just talking loudly like Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you have a table for one? Yeah. I'm just touring this fine country. I just wanted to come into your establishment.
I say, what's a splendid place.
Yeah. Have you been here long? Is it family owned? But no, America's just get on the bike and see it.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily do all the pure touristy, like the Vegases and that. I call that, they're the fake touristy things. But all the natural wonders you can get under your belt in America is full of beautiful places.
Yeah. My original plan was I was either going to do Sturgis or Daytona. I wanted to do one of the big bike meets. And as it turns out, this time of year, it's Daytona. So my plan was, right, okay, I'll fly into Cincinnati. My mate Alad's picking me up, taking me to his place in Indiana. He's going to lend me one of his bikes. He works for Triumph America. So he's going to lend me one of his bikes, and then I'll just do a road trip down to Daytona. And then I thought, well, since I'm in Florida, let's go back to, so I was in Key West on the world trip. Let's go back there, get a picture, just get the old picture. So that was the idea. And I've the only hotel I've booked is 2 nights in Daytona Beach, purely because, I booked it last year because it's like 300,000-400,000 people there. But now, as time is kicking on, and I've started to sort of just give myself some sort of itinerary, and I've chucked it out on Patreon, I've chucked it out on the socials for people to recommend. Everyone is recommended all up, the roads around the Appalachian Mountains, basically, Blue Ridge Parkway, obviously Tail of the Dragon, although everybody says don't worry about that, there's better. Well, I've done Tail of the Dragon, and I've done the old bootleggers run through sort of North, South Carolina. But the roads around there are phenomenal. So I was plotting a lot of the places where people have recommended, and it's already 1,000 mile.
Wow.
And I'm just looking, and I think what I might actually end up doing is just sacking off Daytona, because what am I going to do at Daytona? I'll arrive there.
Save you packing your chaps as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think I would go in there. I would much rather spend like a quality. I think I've got 9 days in between the flights. So I think I would rather spend like 8 days just devouring beautiful mountain twisty roads, getting a drone up, doing ride-bys, stopping and talking with people in cafes and, wherever I find somewhere to sleep. I've got, it's a guy, John, who looked after me on the world trip, who took me to the Tail of the Dragon and stuff. Well, he lives down in Georgia. So it's like, well, I would love to meet up with him again and his missus if she's coming out. So, why pass up the opportunity to meet people? There's a load of people on social media who live up that way who say, oh, I'd love to meet you. So rather than just, hi, how are you? Great, jump on the bike and ride for like 800 miles a day to get down to Daytona in time, why not just enjoy the trip?
And explore. I mean, I think it's 2,000 in 10 days. I did 2,000 miles in 10 days.
Yeah.
And it was just some of the interactions just at petrol stations.
Yeah.
You just sit there, you're a bit knackered, sit by the bike, grab a Red Bull. You're sitting there in the shade and people come up to you. It's like, you all right? It's like, yeah, I'm just getting a rest. Oh, where are you from? And you have these amazing conversations.
Yeah.
And it's such a friendly country. Yeah. You wouldn't think it looking at the news, but it is. It's like people will just, oh, come round, you can camp in my garden, stuff like that.
Hmm.
They've got land, but it's such a nice place. And I can see why they don't leave because they've got everything. They don't have to
It's
leave.
true.
Yeah,
The,
they've really
the
got
only
everything.
the only fly in the ointment possibly is the weather, because apparently it's well, they've just had some snow, so you still get the sporadic snow showers up in the mountains. So I'm gonna have
Oh,
to play it by ear, and if the weather's not playing ball, then yeah, I'll just have to head south
it's a
basically.
coast.
Yeah, yeah. But if the
Always
weather's
like
all right, I
yeah.
think I might sack. I'm not going to cancel my hotel just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is all courtesy of the tax man anyway. I'd saved a big wedge for the tax man, thinking I was going to get crucified by the tax man this year.
Yeah.
But as luck would have it, and the accountant has worked wonders. I had a big chunk left over, so I was like, right, okay,
Nice. Yeah. Invest.
that's
Call it
because
an investment.
it was all going on a credit card anyway. So
Yeah.
I was like, right, okay, let's just use some of this and enjoy the trip. So that's what I'm going to do. Bugger it.
Go for it. Go for it. You'll enjoy it. Well, you've been to America. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
But this time you can see it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Dude, that has been 2.5 hours. Do you need a pee break at all?
I'll have a pee and another one of these to fill up, top it
All
up.
right. Folks, listen to me chat about sponsors, and we'll see you back in a minute. Apologies for interrupting, folks, but a quick shout out for this week's sponsors, who this week are Ultimate Add-ons. Bit of spiel to read out for them. Ultimate Add-ons are the premium manufacturer of mobile phone and action camera mounting solutions for motorcycles. With a kit for any bike and a proven track record of creating products that keep your devices safe, secure, and easily accessible, the Ultimate Add-ons product range is ideal for any rider, from the commuter to the round-the-world adventurer. Why shell out on an expensive GPS system when you could use your smartphone, keeping it charged and within reach to take photos of your travels at the same time? Ultimate Add-ons waterproof, shockproof and dustproof tough cases are available for all flagship smartphone models and are designed by riders for riders. Find out why Ride Magazine gives Ultimate Add-ons their coveted Best Buy certification. Keep riding this winter with Ultimate Add-ons. It's all about the journey. Now, if you head to Ultimate Add-ons, links down below, it's just Ultimate with ADDONS, all one word, ultimateaddons.com. Use the code TeapotOne, that's Teapot with ONE at the end, TeapotOne, then you'll get 10% off their entire product range. That also works for Dango Design UK as well. I've never had any vibration issues with the cases that I use. I've got one for my iPhone and I use the Hex sort of strap. It's in the pedal cycle section. It's just like a ratchet strap which allows you to pretty much attach it to absolutely anything, and then your case attaches to that. So a massive thank you to Ultimate Add-ons for their continued support. We are also sponsored by the Influencer Store. Now, Roger and Charlotte over at the Influencer Store, they've been doing my merch for TeapotOne.com for quite a few years now. I used to use the standard sort of print-on-demand type web-based ones. It was nice and easy to do that, but the quality of the products were 2 or 3 washes and they fell apart. They'd lose their shape, and I wasn't really happy for my brand to be associated with that sort of quality. So I was on the hunt for some better quality merch. I saw Richie Vida stuff and thought, that's really good. Nice quality, really nice print, like the designs. And he pointed me in the direction of Roger and Charlotte over at the Influencer Store. And they've been doing my merch ever since. I get the feedback from you guys when you spend your hard-earned money on the merch and you seem to be happy with it. If you're not, please do let me know and we can feed it back. But I've got some spiel to read out from them. The Influencer Store helps you build your brand big or small, providing you with a solution and apparel. We help you to increase your fan base while supporting you with starting your own influencer clothing line with nothing more than just an idea or design. And there are no hidden costs. For more info, come check us out at influencerstore.co.uk or drop us an email at online@influencerstore.co.uk for more information. And lastly, a massive shout out to all of you over in the clan over at patreon.com/TeapotOne. Could not do this without all your support, folks. We've got a fantastic community going on over there. Everyone's so supportive of each other. We do the ride outs, we do the meetups, and obviously you guys get first choice for the questions on the podcast. Thank you so much for all your support. I hope you're all still enjoying it. Let's get back to the podcast.
Hello.
No, mate, I was just showing my dog some love.
All right.
She sat outside my
euphemism.
No. She was sat out there just looking at me like,
Oh, bless.
To God admit, she's been good. She's home. We're home alone at the moment. The missus is away, so yeah. Normally she gets to about the hour mark and starts headbutting my door. But yeah, she's been okay. Right. What will we do here? We'll go across to Instagram. Right, we've actually made the Instagram questions. Happy days. I'm sorry, folks. If you leave questions on like Instagram or Facebook and I don't get to them in an episode, I'm really sorry. I do appreciate you taking the time to leave the questions, but sometimes, if we're like 3 hours in and we're just not going to get to these, I'm sorry about that.
And we do rabbit on them and about nothing.
I can't believe that's been 2 and a bit. No disrespect. I can't believe that's been 2 and a bit hours because we went straight into questions.
You're usually chucking me out after half an hour. It's like you've had your coffee, now piss off.
This is it. Yeah. Let's go. Right, so this is at TeapotOne Insta is my handle, and I'll leave John's down below. Handle, do you like that, John?
Handle, yeah.
All down with the kids there.
1414 for a copy.
That's the one. First one, Hippodrone 247 for John. Have you ordered the Funshine for the boss this year?
Yeah, I can't guarantee that.
It's got a bit of a reputation, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, was it last year or the year before? We had a glorious day for the beginning. End of season, usually a bit ropey. Last end of season, only 5 people turned up. It was like biblical.
Yeah, it was horrendous, wasn't it?
One was from Manchester as well.
Wow. You're kidding me?
No, he turned up to Rikers and rode down to 1066 with us and then rode back in one day.
Play. Good effort.
Not even for a pasty, but yeah. So he says he's coming down. But hopefully we'll have some sunshine.
Who was that? Do you know who they were? Who did they have a
I
channel?
can't think his name off the top of my head.
Denied.
He was on an NC 750S.
Okay.
But
narrows it down, John.
Well, I know what bike he rides.
Fair play to you anyway for making that effort. It's good effort.
I'll have a Google. I might be able to find him. I might be able to. Bear with. I've got to try and find the post. I might have done a story, so.
And by the wonders of editing.
Do you know what? I'm not going to. I've just realised I have no idea how I'm going to find that because the post I did, I think, was in stories rather than on my main.
That'll be gone then. They only lasted 24 hours.
Yeah, so.
Right. So, Hippo, we'll do our best. Well, John will do his best. I keep saying sorry about that, but he'll do his best.
He's just worried he's going to shrink some more. I think that's what the problem is.
Next one, PJ McNaughty. PJ, how you doing, pal? God, I've not seen you on here in ages. How did you guys meet, and what is your funniest moment together? How did we meet?
We met when we were setting up our OnlyFans. No, we met.
It's got lovely feet.
But I first met you when I bought your book at the London Motorcycle Show.
The London show.
And I went up to you and I said...
Did you have Pez with you?
Pardon?
Was Pez with you?
It might have been. I'm not sure who was with me that day. But I remember coming up to you and I said... Because I didn't want to carry the book round. So I said, I'm going to buy your book, but I'm going to come back. I said, I've watched your YouTube. I'm going to come back and buy your book. And then you had buggered off. So I felt that you thought, oh, he's one of them.
Yeah. So many people did that. Oh, yeah, I'll come back and buy a book. Yeah, see you later.
I messaged you, and no, I think I bought the book, and then I messaged you with a picture of the book saying I'm not a bullshitter, something like that. And then after that, you got on my train, and I made the announcement for you to come to the front.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
That was at Hendon, wasn't it? You were up there for training or something. So I said, what was it? Can Mr. Bruce Smart please make yourself known to the driver, please? No, you went
I was up on my police bike course, and I was with one of the instructors at the end of the day, just getting on the train. And the train pulled in, we both got on, we sat down, and then over the tannoy system, it was something like, TeapotOne, Mr. TeapotOne, would you make yourself known to the driver, please? And I was just sat there, like oblivious, not hearing it. And the instructor was like, that's you. I was like, what? She said, that's you. She said, the driver's asking for you. I was like, what? So I stuck my head out, back onto the platform and looked up to the front of the train, and there's this idiot waving. It's like, come here, come on.
Come down the front.
Yeah, it was top stuff. Funniest moment together. It's got to be Big Little, isn't it? For me.
Yeah. Brakes.
It was just hilarious. It was just like 3
All
days
of
of
it.
non-stop laughing.
All of it. We tend to have
Loved
a good
it.
laugh whenever we go out.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Do you know, I was just thinking about this today. The first podcast was us, and COVID changed it into this format.
Yeah. I
Even
did. I
the-
did a motocast. That was
Yeah.
my original idea.
That was the idea. And I remember us, I think we were saying COVID's like a bit of a cold.
Yeah, that's right.
we got that wrong.
We nailed it, didn't we? Yeah. Well, a couple of weeks it'll be gone.
So that was the first one, wasn't it? Us on the bike with the comms.
That was the original idea, folks. Was I was going to call it a motocast, and we'd just be because I'd just sort of picked up Cardo as not a sponsor, but Cardo had just sort of started, giving me the Pack Talk Bolt. I think I'd bought one or two of them, and they got in touch and said, "Oh, like we'll send you some more." So they sent me like another Duo unit or something. So the idea was when people came on, I would give them like a Cardo unit kind of thing, and we'd just ride along and basically do this whilst riding the bikes. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. I think, but
yeah,
we had a giggle, didn't we?
I think this works better. I think COVID helped you out here.
Yeah, it did massively. Yeah.
So I don't think you would have stuck with it.
Yeah.
But plus, it's harder to get people to talk to.
It is.
We've got to be in the same space.
Yeah, I would like to do this face to face. I really like it, and the very rare occasion where I'm able to do this, like in the same room with somebody, that I much prefer doing it that way. But this way allows me to speak to people all over the world, and some people like just to have that little bit of separation of doing it on the other end of a screen. So fine.
Yeah, that's what the police advised me as well. You're not allowed within 5 miles of my house.
Yeah, that funny letter means I can't get that close to you anymore. Dakar Steve says, I suspect this might have been in a Scarborough petrol station. Oh, geez, I forgot about that. That was genius. Yeah, you introducing yourself to the locals in Scarborough. Brilliant.
Yeah, and to your clan.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was your clan meet up.
One of the first clan meets that we did, folks, was you've probably heard this story. It was up north, sort of Scarborough way, and we pulled into a petrol station. Loads of us, like 30, 40, 50 of us have pulled into this petrol station, creating absolute havoc. And there was a guy, this local chap in a car, got the right arse, and he was being a cock as well, revving his engine and stuff. And he pulled up alongside you and said something, didn't he?
Well, he was trying to get through. He's trying to bully his way through. So I thought I'd back my bike out. I thought I'd calm the situation down by backing my bike out of the way. But as I went back, there was a drain. So I went to put my foot down, and it went straight into a hole, basically. And I'm on a DCT bike, so I had it in gear. So as I've gone off the side, I've accelerated, and I just rammed his door. so I was just rammed the side of his car. And then the bike's gone to go over. So I went to pick it up, and it's still in gear. So I've accelerated again. So I've rammed it again. So I just rammed him twice. And it was like, and then he wasn't happy, was he? Let's face it.
Funnily enough, he was a little bit miffed. Yeah.
I was trying to explain to him that they're not called on purposes. They're called accidents. And he wouldn't have it. And then I've got Pete English in my ear, because we're all on the Pack Talks, and Pete English in my ear, and all I can hear is Pete going, I think you can take him. And then he's going, he looks a lot like Paul Whitehouse. So I'm trying not to laugh. And so then I did the thing of, there's a little alley behind the car wash. So I thought, well, we need to get out of this situation because there's a lot of people here and it's getting a bit weird. So I said, let's not argue about this here. Let's sort this out in the alley. And all I meant was, let's go and have a chat. And he backed down a little bit then, but yeah. But I didn't help the situation with certain things I said, because the problem I've that is sarcasm. That's my problem.
Yeah.
And when he said, that's my pride and joy, and I went, really? that didn't help.
I forgot all about that.
You need to aim a little bit higher.
Yeah, you did. God, you did, yeah.
Yeah, I did. And it's like,
you should set your sights a bit higher.
He was so in my face abusive that my sarcasm comes out in that situation, which doesn't really help. But yeah, so I think I said that. It's my pride.
Forgot all about that. Jesus.
He got written off anyway, so I wrote it off, and it didn't even have a scratch on my Africa Twin. Right off, yeah. I won't go into what happened after that with the insurance and everything.
No, let's not.
No.
Pezza the pig. How you doing, Pezza? You gonna get the cub out and come to a cub rally this year. You don't have to camp.
I'm going to try.
You.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to. I've only done 100 miles since the last MOT on the cub.
Really?
Yeah, in a year.
You used to use it all the time, the cub, didn't you?
I know. This is one of the reasons I want to get rid of the other 125 as well.
Right.
It's taken up my 125 sort of like fetish, let's say, because I'm riding out a 125 every day to work and back.
Mm-hmm.
The cub, it wouldn't start one day. I think it was about 6 months ago. It wouldn't start because the battery was flat. Just parked it in the corner and left it.
Yeah, slightly down. That's it. It's dead to you now.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to get a new battery and get that back on the road once I get my new bike.
No, I can't wait to hear what this is. Angus Neville, love your content, guys. Question to Mr. Fish. How does your musical daughter view her dad?
Depends which one. They're both musical.
Well, I thought Talia was the musician one and your other daughter was jewellery.
Yeah, but she's a very good pianist.
Oh.
Very good.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
I'll send you something later. I'll send you it when you have classical pianist. But
oh, wow.
But I assume they mean Talia.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask them. I'm hoping they... I'm hoping I embarrass them at every opportunity. That's my job.
I bet you don't. I bet you don't.
No, I'd hope. I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure I do. But no. What do they think of me?
Like the fact that you're a YouTuber as well. Like what does Talia ever give advice? Does she ever comment on like your life as a YouTuber?
It's motorcycles, so not interested in it. But no, sometimes I'll ask her for advice, and she's like, she knows what she's doing. Her or Simon, they know what they're doing more than
obviously,
I do.
plainly, yeah.
But on the whole, yeah, she's proud when we talk about it. She's proud because I've done it without getting piggybacking, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you definitely, like when we first met and you told me who your daughter was. Obviously, to begin with, I was like, who? Because I'm old. But
yeah.
like once it becomes apparent as to the the level of fame that Talia has. And obviously with her husband and the sidemen and all that sort of stuff. And I think I said to you, I was like, can you not leverage that? Surely, why not leverage that? And you've been vehemently against it as long as I've known you. You've just been like, no, I'm going to do this my own way. And not blowing smoke up your arse. I genuinely really respect that.
Well, I just think if I got on their channels and they gave me a shout out, I could get the subscribers. So say I went up to, I mean, it sounds good, 100, 200,000 subscribers, but I'd still be getting the same views.
Right.
And that's more embarrassing to me. Yeah. Because it's a views game. YouTube, people think it's a subscription game, but it's a views game.
Oh, you get paid for views, not subs.
Views are where you want. If you've got 10 subscribers, but you're getting 1 million views per video, you're doing better than someone that's got 1 million subscribers getting 10 views.
Yeah, but also why aren't those viewers subscribing?
Yeah, I mean, that's
true. You know what I mean?
But the other way around, if I had loads of subscribers and no
views,
then what's going on here? Are they real? So they're not real subscribers. They're not there for the channel. Yeah. It's the same with Instagram. You'll see people. It's not so much now, but you used to be able to buy followers. So you'd have people with 30,000 followers, and they'll have 27 views on their pictures. Yeah. So obvious there's something not quite balanced there.
Yeah.
But
then, like,
I think subscribers and 1 million views per video, I'll be quite happy with that.
Happy days with that. But it's amazing, like the effect a bit of viral content can have. Because I had a little, like 2 or 3 minute long clip that I posted up on Facebook back in the day, sort of 2016, 2017 time. Not long after I started doing it weekly. Yeah. And I put up a little 3 minute montage vid of the Jigsaw World Trip series, and that video went viral. It got like 4 million views or something in the space of a day on Facebook, and that really helped my Facebook go from, I think, like 6,000 odd followers. Well, I've got 120 odd thousand now, but that one video kicked it over 100,000, like in the space of like a week, 2 weeks. It was incredible.
Amazing what you can do if you get everything, and it's pure luck half the time, everything at the right point in the right algorithm to go out. So I've just had a reel that's gained me, I think, 800 followers on Instagram in the last few weeks. And it's got 264,000 views on a reel.
Wow.
It's something I threw up.
Yeah. It's nuts, isn't it? And you can never really tell what is going to do well in reels as well.
I put exactly the same reel up on TikTok with the same hashtags, captions, everything. 70 views.
Yeah.
So God knows what the algorithms are.
Apparently, if you've got TikTok, apparently my TikTok is doing really well. Or so somebody, one of my wife's friends said, "Oh, Bruce is on TikTok as well, isn't he?" And she said, "Oh yeah, he's got loads of followers." Well, I haven't been on TikTok in probably near on a month, like not a month, a year. I started it. I think it got to about 6,000 followers, and then I just thought, nah, this is too much. I'm spinning too many plates here, so I just stopped doing anything on it. But I'd be interested to know what's on it now. I deleted the app and everything.
Right,
it's just TeapotOne.
TeapotOne. I'm following you. You've got 7,230 followers.
Oh, so it's not gone up much from what it was then. All right, okay. I was just thinking, like, if you'd gone on there and there was like 100,000 followers, I'd be like, oh, I better get back on that then.
Oh no, that's 7.2 million you've got.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 43 followers on TikTok, so you're doing all right.
Have you?
Yeah. I don't use it at all. I've only just started.
Yeah.
Posting. It's like I've just started doing shorts as well.
Yeah.
And reels.
They're the way. Shorts and reels are the way.
Shorts are doing quite good at the moment. Yeah, like 10,000 a video and that sort of thing.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
For a couple.
Yeah, I'm just doing something new for the podcast, actually. Like normally the way I do the podcast is when I'm editing the video format, obviously I have to rewatch and listen to the whole thing again. And I pick segments out, just like little segments out, which I then chuck into a separate project called clips. And then at the end of that, I try and get one reel out of it, which is like a best bits type thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll also try and pick a few key moments, like say we were talking about mental health, like we have done. That will probably become a bit of a short, so I'll have a little segment on that. There'll be a segment on, I don't know, say something, if we've actually said something funny, then there'll be some of that in there.
There won't be that segment then.
Yeah. So like it takes quite a bit of time to do all this. Well, AI is out there now, and I'm trying this thing called Opus Clips, I think it's called. Right. Or is it Opus Prime? What's it called?
That was a Transformer, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's Optimus Prime. Let me have a little look, see what it's called. Bollocks, can't find it. Anyway, it's an AI driven thing. So all you do is you put the URL of your long form vid in, and then it uses AI to identify the segments, the content which it thinks is going to do well on the socials, and it literally it gives you the captions and different like for this, so this is set up with two different cameras, isn't it? Two different formats there. Well, it will work out who's talking and what's the best shot to show, and it will do all that autonomously. It's not 100%, so I do have to go back into it and change some of the captions and change some of the video formats and stuff.
Cuts out a lot of the legwork, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've just tried it. I tried it with the Bobby Bolton, One Life Truck It. I had him on last week, so I tried it for that. And I'm just going to give it a couple of months and see if that has any impact on like the YouTube channel, with the shorts. Is that having any impact at all? Because the podcast on YouTube doesn't do fantastically well. I think it's like 4,000 odd subs. And the views are sometimes a couple of hundred to maybe a couple of thousand, depending. So it's, it's not flying.
It's in the car.
Yeah, exactly. It's another real niche market, isn't it? Yeah. But the audio does really well. The audio is like, it's pushed up to about 11 or 12,000 downloads now.
Wow.
Per week. So it's like, well, that's doing pretty damn well. It's like not almost top 5. It's certainly in top 10%, but it's almost top 5. That's nuts. That.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'd love to push the YouTube up a bit.
This one will ruin it.
Yeah. Nah, don't sell us short there, John. People seem to enjoy it, don't they? They just like listening to people
It's
chat.
good. We're just chatting. But the thing is, this is how we chat anyway.
Well, it is. It's no different. There is no difference. Right, MTB Wills. When's Fish taking you green laning with Hippo drones? Nah.
Yeah, get you on a little 250.
I don't mind it, but it's just like in the pissing wet and in the mud, I just have no enjoyment out of it. I enjoy the dry stuff.
Yeah,
I enjoy the trail riding I've done, in the warmth in Spain. I loved it. I was really starting to enjoy that, and in Morocco, I was really starting to enjoy all that sort of stuff.
a lot quicker in the dry though.
Yeah, and I quite like that.
It's not fast. It's slow, but it's just so much fun.
Yeah, maybe I would enjoy it. Yeah, maybe I would enjoy it more because I never used to enjoy the dry stuff either. Yeah. But I'm starting to enjoy that.
Neither of us know what we're doing really. Yeah. We'll just go out there and hopefully don't crash.
I tell you, when I did the green laning stuff with Nathan Millward, on the postie bikes. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember the last time I laughed as much. I was
it's that sort of stuff, those sort of lanes. Yeah. They're good fun. If you've got a bike you don't care about, it's like my little 250 spends most of its life upside down. So it's not Africa Twin. Yeah, it's a chore. It will do it, but it's a chore. But on a 250, it's just you just go and I'll have a go. That's all we do. King of wing.
Right, Wells, don't take it as a no. Then I maybe jumped in too quick with that. Maybe that will happen. We'll see. Yeah. If you'll have me along, obviously.
He's committed to it now. So 100%. Yeah.
After I've cycled around the UK and then rode the Atlantic.
Yeah. That's basically a contract.
Not quite yet. Beanies 156 Lusso. Hi, what comms do you use? And is it Vox or always open? Don't really know what Vox is. Do you know what Vox is? VOX? Comms. Yeah, comms.
I've still got the original Cardo.
The packed top bold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comms, I swear by Cardo. They are waterproof. The batteries will last the full day. If your battery isn't lasting a full day, contact Cardo, or it could be time for an upgrade if you've had it for a while. After a couple of years, the batteries do go on them. But this is the Edge, industry leader. Use mesh. The Bluetooth is okay, but Bluetooth audio is always subpar compared with mesh. With that, you can have up to 15 people connected at any one time. It's not faultless, but it's, I'd say it's definitely the best on the market, all things considered. Vox are always open. Well. Yeah, the sound quality is really good.
JBLs, you listen to music a lot as well. Really good.
The Edge is magnetic, so it just slides off, and then to put it back on, that's it on, and it's a really strong magnet as well. These are the new Insta cameras. Have you got any of these, John? Have they been in touch with you?
No one gets in touch with me.
Like my Instagram is just full of people with Insta Ace Pro cameras. They sent me a couple there to try, so I'm just trialing them at the moment to see what I think of them.
Faithful GoPros.
Yeah,
that's it.
My GoPro was severely letting me down in Spain. So like I almost luzzed it off the mountain. I was getting well hacked off.
GoPro what?
11.
I got 2 11s.
But I'll tell you what I actually think it was. Halfway through the trip, I thought to myself, I wonder if this is the SD card. And once I changed the SD card, fine.
All right.
So I think it was a faulty SD card.
With mine where it would record the audio slightly after.
Oh, wow. Never had that. Yeah, never had that.
At the beginning of every, where it splits, the audio would start like 1 second after. So it'd be blank, and then I'd have to shuffle up all the audio on every single thing if I was doing a video. But don't know what's happened. They don't do it now. So
must have been a firmware thing.
I just did it for a little while, and they did it on. I had 2 cameras, and they did it on both cameras. So both cameras, the sound was out of line with each other and with its own camera as well.
Slightly annoying.
Yeah, that was I think it was the Hornet video. It was so hard to edit. It was so annoying. And then now, luckily, touch wood, it's all right.
Yeah, Beanie, if you are UK based, I have an affiliate link with Cardo, but if you're UK based, it's not worth using because it comes direct from the States. So you're going to get hit with shipping and import duties at the moment. Occasionally, they do a little deal, which I'll post on my socials. When I post up on my socials about it, it definitely is worth doing. I'll always check what that is compared to UK prices. And if it's going to be cheaper for you in the UK, I'll just tell you, just shop local in the UK and you'll get a better deal. But if my deal's better, I'll post up and then it's worth using. Yeah, I'd go Cardo. Definitely, I would go Cardo. Absolutely.
I've had mine since the first podcast. That's when I bought it.
Was it?
Yeah, that first
for the Motocast.
That was 2018. I think.
Blimey.
2018.
You're doing well then.
2019 still works. Still no problems. Yeah.
You're doing well then, because a lot of people with the Cardo Pack Talk Bowls, which was the one before the Edge Beanie, a lot of people were complaining after a couple of years the battery was starting to die. And mine were, I think I had about 4 or 5 of them because they were sending me stuff. Right. And I had a couple that where the battery wasn't lasting a full day. Right, next one, James on 2 wheels. Question to both of you. Will you be attending the ABR Festival this year? If so, will you be doing any talks? I'm not, no. You're there, aren't you?
I've got tickets, yes, I'll be there. Talks, only in the beer tent.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it this year, but great event, really, really good event. I've got too much on, so I need a bit of time at home in between all my tours and stuff.
I'm going up with HippodRones.
Oh, nice one. Good. Yeah. You'll have a good time. It's good. It's a good giggle. If you've never been, folks, well worth trying.
There as well. As that little your whole clan takes up one field.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's a good social bunch. Yeah, yeah. They've not got your favourite band on this year, have they?
No. They said they've got a Ibiza style party tent.
All right.
I don't believe that for a second. I reckon it's just a bloke in a silver suit playing steps.
I think you could be surprised. Yeah. You could be surprised.
So, yeah, unfortunately, the band's not there. But I'll just have to carry on drinking, won't I?
It is a good weekend, isn't it? It's a good weekend.
It's the best
very social
biking weekend.
Yeah.
I've had one dodgy weekend there, but the last 2 have been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Really, really good. Good bunch. And it's one of those festivals where everyone just talks to everyone.
Yes.
Just get on with everyone, don't they? So, yeah, highly recommend it.
And there's some really good talks there as well, James. You know, there's some cracking presenters there and amazing stories to listen to. Right, cool. By Ek VFR. Hello, chaps. I absolutely loved your Big Little Adventure videos. Will there be a follow-up, or is Dickie being a diva and holding the job up?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's all diva. It's all Dickie's fault.
It's always Richard's fault.
It's just Richard.
He's going to hate me.
There 100% will be one, but it's just finding time when we're all available, and then deciding what we're going to, where we're going to go, and what we're going to do.
And then getting in touch with Rich's PA and finding his management team, and then finding out what we can do. If the lighting's right, we can do it. Got to bring a guitar though; it's one of the clauses.
Got to make sure Uranus is in the right orbit, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. If his entourage can make it, he can make it.
MTB Wills, question for both: Africa Twin, GS, or KTM Super Adventure? If it's just shits and giggles, KTM.
I think we've just answered that by buying the ones we've got.
Yeah, if it's going to be my bike and I need it to do everything and be reliable, GS.
Yeah, my bike for what I've got. If I don't need to go anywhere and just do shopping, GS. If I like pushing bikes, KTM. There you go. Upset everyone in one go.
Absolutely.
No, either or. They're all bloody good bikes.
There's no shite bikes these days.
No, I'm quite happy with what I've got. I wouldn't swap what I've got with anything else. But only when the PCP's up.
Real Schwerty. Great combo, you guys. Here's one for both of you. With the new Himalayan and Cove 450 or Ryu, Spanish or Portuguese brand, bringing out real mid-sized bikes because a 700 or 900 is not really mid-size anymore. Do you guys think they have a chance on the European market, or is everyone here too focused on the big engine bikes? I, for one, have my eye on the Ryu Aventura 500. Had the CB 500 X for 2 years, but it wasn't very capable of road. I think the future is going to be in the smaller CC bikes.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I think it's going to be in big CC bikes.
I sat on that Himalayan at the Himalayan, I should say.
Right. Yeah.
At the show. That was a real. It looks really good. Did you see the Bike World video on it?
No.
Did you know Chris Northover had some input in how it handles and the design? Yeah.
Well, no.
They asked him to come on board.
Wow.
And he's a proper off-road.
Yeah.
He's a real good rider. So he had some input in how it all came together. There's a good video on it. So that fills me with a little bit of confidence in it.
Yeah.
Cove 8, I love the look of that bike.
But, I don't even know what it is.
I think, do you know Peak Motorcycles, Andre?
Peak. Is that on Insta?
No, he's a YouTuber as well. It's up in the Peak District, obviously.
Well, I don't
he's
think
got one. It looks pretty good. It's quite.
Apologies if you're listening. Right.
And I saw the show. My surprise at the show was the CF Moto, the 800 MT.
Oh yeah.
Wow, for the money, the fit and finish look pretty good for the money. It's a good looking bike. It looks. If it rides as good as it looks, it's going to be a big seller. I think the CF Moto. It's going to shake it up a little bit. I think.
I think the future is smaller CC bikes in that sort of 350 to 500 CC market range, and the big CC market. And the reason for that is everyone who's getting to a stage in life, 30, 40, 50 years of age, i.e. where we are, everyone's moving into big adventure style bikes because we've done the sports bikes, we've done your nakeds. You want that bit of comfort and practicality. Well, the EU emissions they're going to get ever more stringent, which means the CC has to go up constantly to give you that increase in power and everything that everybody always wants. The CCs have got up. Conversely, the biking market is getting a lot older. So those people who are 40, 50, 60 are now moving into 60, 70, 80s, and if they're not giving up on biking, they want a smaller bike. They still want to have fun, but they want a smaller bike. Plus, obviously, there is a big drive to get younger folk into the biking world and to try and get more women into the biking world. And a lot of people complain about the physical size of bikes. Well, that's when your sort of smaller 400-500cc bikes are coming in. Is that going to help address that in the market? I don't know. People are maybe not quite as confident on the bigger bikes. Maybe they're going to be more confident on the smaller CCs. I don't know.
I get that. Yeah, it's nice. Well, you can tell where the market's going with Triumph bringing in their 400s.
Yeah.
And that sort of, if Triumph are willing to dip their toe in the market, the research is there because it's a big manufacturer. And Kawasaki have got the 400s, haven't they? Obviously, Honda do the 500s, which are very low in CC. Very low in brake horsepower, so the equivalent to the 400s. But yeah, it's interesting. I like that segment though. It's fun. It's a relaxing segment. It's like do what you want. It's like just do what you want.
Yeah.
There's no pretentiousness about it. It's just I don't know. It's just it's almost that youth biking coming back. It's like just get on a bike and it does everything adequately.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like if you for example, say you do want to take one green laning or something like that. What we were like on the 125s. If you drop it, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because the thing's so bloody small and light. It's not going to do the cartwheel down the road the way the blooming great big adventure bikes do.
Yeah, so
it's fun. Yeah,
we drop our bikes. You're talking £2,000 worth of damage.
Easy, straight away. Yeah.
Whereas the little ones, a few battle scars make them look better.
Yeah, but anyone that's ridden a smaller CC bike, not like a 400 or 500 CC is a small bike, but it is when you compare it to your 1200s, 1300 CC things. But it's just fun, isn't it? Like you can get that same buzz just by wringing the bike's neck and having a giggle, especially on the little 125s.
It's that old little saying, isn't it? What's better, slow bike fast or a fast bike slow?
Yeah. I would like to take out some of the sort of 400cc bikes. I'd like to maybe that could be the next big little stepping up to that market.
The big medium adventure.
No, well, yeah, but we take a 400cc and we or the 350 to 5cc. I'd say 5's too big. 350, 400cc, but we do like Italy.
Do the Tet down to Italy.
Yeah, we could do some off-road and road, couldn't we? But like a bigger trip. Yeah. So it's still a big little because we're on a smaller CC, but it's a big trip.
Big trip.
This is me talking. We're going to be away for 6 months, aren't we now?
Yeah.
This is me. This is me. Isn't it?
I'll
This
tell
is
you what
typical me.
we just get a couple of 400s and go around the world. Bollocks to it. And then when we get to America, we're rowing back.
Yeah. What can we do in a weekend? We need to find something we can do a weekend. Right. We're going to ride them to Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think we've spent long enough on that. I'm conscious of the time because we're almost at 3 hours and this is insane.
I thought it'd be quick
ridiculous.
We ramble, don't they?
Oh, mate. Unreal. Oh, shit. Sorry. You're still there.
Yeah.
Diamond Backdoor? Diamond BKRDR. We all know you won't get to these questions. So the question is, will you read my question?
Yes.
Yes. I saw that one earlier and I was like, fuck it, we've got to get there. So we've done that. Next one, Chris Gordon 129. Hey both, keep up the great work, Bruce. Fun one for you both. You have to build one bike. Half of it must be from the best bike you own or have ridden, and the other half must be from the worst bike you've owned or ridden. What concoctions are you making? Cheers.
Well, worst bike is at a 2 for me.
Go on.
So it's either that Sinis 350, 300. Do you remember that thing? Oh, it's one of the worst things I've ever. And
I think that's the worst bike.
Yeah, it probably does it for the worst bike, because my other worst bike was controversial. It was an SV650. Hated it.
Did you?
Yeah, the bubble version, the first one. Found it absolutely horrible. It might have just been that bike. It might have been bent in the frame or something, but I just found it absolutely horrible. But we'll go with that Sinis. Was it a 350?
I think, 325 or something.
Yeah. Oh, horrendous. It's dangerous, even, I'd say.
Yeah. Woefully underpowered.
Yeah. But how could you say my bike's probably the best bike at the moment? The Africa Twins. Put that on the front of it. Look a bit strange, wouldn't it?
So that's the thing, yeah. Would you have the front of the worst bike or the front of the best bike?
Front of the best bike. Better suspension at the front. I don't mind with the back sliding around. I don't want the front sliding around.
No, I'm going that Sinis 350 at the front, and I'm going my Jigsaw Thou at the back. So the engine is a Jigsaw Thou.
You're not getting around the first bend.
Yeah, let's do that. Have it. Next one, Bikin Star 01. Does Mr. Fish have any tours planned this year?
Nope, nothing planned.
Have you not?
No, haven't thought about it. At some point, I'm going to go to Scotland. So not a tour, is it? But I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not thinking about it at the moment. I don't know why. I say I'm the king of wing, you know. So if I fancy doing something, I think if I plan it so far in advance, I don't know.
Well, I have one space left on my the North tour, John.
Oh, where's that go? North.
Northern England and Southern Scotland. So we do a bit of a border run. So it's sort of Northumberland, Lake Districts, and into the borders of Scotland.
When's that?
Hang on. Stand by, people. We shall tell you exactly when.
Cut, splice, and play.
Yeah. And by the wonders of editing, July 12th to 15th.
Oh. I'll have to have a look when I'm off. Because it's got to be around when I'm off as well. So obviously, because they might get a bit disgruntled if I just don't turn up to work. I can't come in while I'm in Scotland.
Just have another strike. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I've never had a strike.
Topical.
Yeah, I don't go on a strike. I just don't turn up.
Yeah. So nothing planned this year then, other than whatever we're going to do with the Big Little.
There's loads of things obviously you'd like to do. It's just a question. I've got to do stuff to the house as well.
Yeah.
When you live on your own, it's like you got to do everything yourself.
You lucky bugger. All the married men are like, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Sitting in your own pants in front of your own big
telly.
Struggle
here. Oh. See this wall here? I can paint it any colour I want.
Or not.
Or not, as it's been proved. Yeah, so I need to do this studio up, or as they like to call it, second bedroom. But do the studio up, do some garage, say, bikes. I don't know, I'm definitely going to do something now. I feel like I haven't been away since I went to the Picos with Richie, 2022. So last year I did absolutely nothing. I just dicked around on bikes last year. Can't remember going. I don't think I went anywhere. Not that I can remember, anyway.
Have you done Switzerland?
No.
Oh, mate. Wow.
But
And
then,
don't listen to all this bollocks about, you'll get done for speeding. Speeding's horrendous.
well, I'm not a fast rider anyway, so.
If you'll get done for speeding if you're wringing its neck in the straights, but in the twisties, you'll be going some anyway. Or maybe I was just lucky. I don't know. But I went with a group of mates last year, and we had a whale of a time. The views were absolutely breathtaking. We saw some old bill, but we never got tugged. We had a great time. I will definitely go back to Switzerland.
Definitely do something. Maybe do that pasta run down to Rome.
Yeah.
Through the Alps. I'll go over the top of the Alps, though.
Cool.
That'd be nice.
Right, dude, I'm conscious that's 3 hours. It's ridiculous to go any longer than that. Apologies to everybody who left comments and questions over on Facebook. Sorry we haven't got there, but do them on Instagram next time, and we should hopefully get there. Mate, thank you very much for coming on. Floor is yours. Please plug anything, anyone, shout out anything, anyone. Over to you.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Nothing to plug, really. Not on here for a plug. I'm here hanging out with me mate. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, dude.
I've enjoyed myself in a
good to talk
in a legal way.
And no beer.
That's good. No, and I'm
brew.
Stone cold sober, which probably means I didn't swear as much as I normally do. I've had a go.
And another thing.
Oh, fuck you bastards. That's good. Thank you for everyone that left the question. I wasn't expecting any questions, to be honest. Maybe a couple. Not polite ones.
You're a popular man. Folks. If for any reason you've not checked out Fish's channel yet, there'll be links down below. Make sure you check that out. And if you like what you see in here, give him a like, a follow, subscribe, show him the love. Dude, been a pleasure. Loved it. Let's do another cake run.
Definitely.
That's needed, and we will chat.
To Australia in 2 days on Monday 5. So I think that's what we've established.
Yeah, and we need to get a finger out our arse and get planning for the next big little. We need to sort that out. Cool. I mean, let's do it.
4 years.
Yeah, no, that's daft, man. That's crazy.
3 years, 4 years. Yeah. I'll go another year. We'll do something this year, definitely.
There you are. That's it. We've nailed it. It'll be this year, definitely something.
At some point.
Right, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you very much to everybody that's left questions. Apologies again if we haven't managed to get to yours. But 3 hours. Happy days. Right, folks, keep doing your thing. Look after those that you love. Get on out there whenever you can. But most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha!
Perfect.
Mint.